welcome back to yet another episode of Internet Genius, the only show that exists. We killed all the other ones, as is our prerogative to do, now that we have conquered the known universe. Welcome back, everybody. It's me, your boy, best guy ever, Nate Bestman himself, doing it epically as per usual. We are joined once again, tragically, by Noni. I just can't quit you, Noni.
The same way we can't quit talking about video games.
Extremely true. Once again, it's video game time, folks, but of a particular variety that we will expand on momentarily after we welcome today's guest. You know him. You have mixed feelings about him at worst. His name is the Gaming Brit, folks. Charlie the Gaming Brit. There he is.
The requests have finally been answered in the thousands.
Yes, the demands are here.
Nate has heard them all. He sent them all to me. And I'm finally here, so...
The people said no Charlie, no watch, and we listened to those demands, and we shut it down, but thank God Charlie has appeared just in time to save us from the doldrums of our existence, which we were going along with the wrong opinions about video games, and that can't be tolerated in modern civilization. So here he is. This guy, he knows what's up, folks. This guy, he gets it.
Got an official video games correct opinions guy.
And that's why you're an internet genius, along with us on the panel.
Thank you.
Certified correct opinion haver every time. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but like me and Charlie, we've done like a handful of podcasts like way back in the day, but we've always been friendly. We've always been chatting and seeing what the other's up to.
Memes.
What was the one? Final Fantasy 15, I think, when that came out. We talked about that. Yeah. Good times.
I have no idea what I said on that.
I think you loved it. I think you had nothing negative to say.
Because I do remember, like, it was literally you just messaged me. It was like that video was your thoughts, and you messaged me one day, and you were like, can you just jump in here so I can talk at someone?
That was what I said, yeah. And that pattern has continued to this day. Just ask Noni. He knows all about it, right, Noni?
Origin story of the podcast.
I mean, that basically was what happened with like me and Mark, the Electric Underground. I was like, dude, let's talk about Evangelion. I know you're a big Evangelion guy. Let's get in there and yap about this new quote unquote remake. More like a demake, guys. More like a cringe make. More like a don't make. If I had my way, there you go. Maybe it'll be epic, guys. I don't know.
And after all those things you said, FF15 came out and you loved it, so way to
once again of all time.
Yeah, as I recall, I believe Noni brought that up among our worst games ever discussion that came up a couple of weeks back. Yeah, it's a funny thing how that game was just such a fucked experience from start to finish. It's like I know that they didn't do it on purpose. It's more of sheer, like, not even hubris, but like they're following the trends. They're like, oh guys, wouldn't it be crazy if we like made part of the game into a movie? Wouldn't people like that, and it'd be like fun and we'd make more money? I attribute mostly to stupidity as opposed to malice, but man, they ripped that game apart and hurt my feelings. Hurt
that's
Final
good.
Fantasy.
They're all good people, though. They're all good people.
Square Enix
love them all.
Will never learn the lesson of stop making movies. Like, just stop. Like, it has...
They're the original movie maker, man. As much as I love them, and as much as I hate movie games, we all know they basically invented movie games with, like... is it Final Fantasy VII that, like, basically invented it? I mean, it's as close as you can get, right?
I'm talking mostly about, like, actual movies. Like, this is... let's make movies. That has never gone well for them, and it almost is like, yep, the company's about to collapse because of this. Again.
Isn't that a reason to respect... the fact that, like,
they'll go down with the shell, go down with the idea.
They keep at it. That's artistic integrity in a weird way.
Right, but what if you hate the art? But what if you're mad every single time you encounter it? At what point can you go from like, hey, I gotta give it to him? Do you no longer have to give it to him for continuing to go?
I don't know. Any weird decision they make is a step above just like focus group slop to me.
I mean, I agree with that, I guess.
Yeah.
I suppose
we don't need to get into it anyway. I mean, we got a whole other theme, and here we are doing Final Fantasy.
It's mandatory. It's just mandatory to always, if it's a video game episode, we have to talk about Final Fantasy.
Dude, me and Charlie have had so many talks over the years, all of which eventually circle back to like the FF7 remake. Like every time. But not today, baby. Not today. Satan, I rebuke thee. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that Charlie suggests. Charlie, why don't you just tell us about your vision for what we're going to discuss today?
Right. Okay. So I came in with a genius idea for the Genius podcast, obviously. And, I think, as being YouTubers, as being content creators, we often get stuck in this rut of, well, if you cave to the machine, you get stuck in this rut of you got to talk about, either things that are really popular or things you've got to kind of sell to people as this is a hidden gem. But trust me, guys, this is genius. You've got to click. But what about those games that really just will get you no clout, that just there's no way to market this to an audience and go, well, actually it's the best of X or actually it's the best of Y. No, there's no way to do it, right? And I thought why not provide a space for those games, Finally,
there's a safe place for us to discuss our games.
A safe space to discuss these kind of games, and I'm calling them games that we like/love that have no clout, and talking about them will certainly earn you no clout. So I have a series on my YouTube channel called Back from the Dead, where I discuss these kind of games, games that have just been completely forgotten, and there's no there's no community looking to represent them.
Right.
So the rules I came up with, and we'll probably argue about what qualifies.
No doubt.
The games can't be games that sold poorly but have a dedicated community of people who call it a hidden gem and say that it's
I love that we
brilliant.
discussed none of these rules before getting on to the podcast.
I sent you the rules the other day.
Not. You did not send me the rules.
I did.
That's bullshit. Okay, let me
you
see
the
right
rules.
here. I'm looking right now. He did. I got a Nate type response where it was just like, haha, yeah, bro, yeah, let's do that. That is what I would say given the context. I don't see this. I do not see. I'm looking at our chat.
Hold on. I'm gonna find it. There's a lot in here.
Okay. Oh yeah, sure. Control F.
Let's
Clout,
see.
Control F. Nate was
right. Okay. It's just search hidden gem.
Okay. My favorite card in Slay the Spire 2. I'm thinking they can't be games that are hidden gem status, so no obscure game but has a dedicated fan base, and it can't be games that have had negative appeal online but nevertheless sold really well with normies. Okay, look,
that's the message.
That's some description. I agree, but you're now elaborating beyond that with additional details. That you know what? Look, this is great. I can't wait to argue why I'm right.
I am describing what I told you in a flowery way for the show.
Okay.
I mean, that's the idea.
I would like to say,
anyway,
for the audience, if any of my suggestions don't match whatever criteria these are, I have been told nothing about this. The only thing Nate said was unpopular or hidden-esque game, and I'm like, okay, that's it. Those are all the instructions.
But that's not your fault, because when Nate told you that and forgot my message, he could have scratched his head and go, oh, maybe I should ask before I tell Noni.
No. I knew that your criteria didn't even make any sense. As usual, I have to do all the heavy lifting here and come up with all the concepts.
You didn't read the criteria. It's that it didn't make any sense.
It's not that.
It's a rewrite. It's a retcon, mid-cast retcon.
I would never retcon anything in my life. I planned to misunderstand since chapter 1 of the show here. Okay, all right. I think we'll all understand who's in the right here, folks, when we get to our lists.
Okay, so literally, I'm just describing the two things I told you. It can't be that it's got a little niche fan base that's really passionate about it, and they call it hidden gem. And it also can't really be a game that sold really well, but is just popular with normies and not popular online. So you can't give me Batman Arkham Origins, bro. That really threw under the, nobody online talks about that game anymore.
Dude, I'm holding my candle out for Concord. Concord bros, we're still out here. We stand outside. What is it, Capcom still? Who made Concord? I don't even know.
We have to every time talk about Concord. 400 million. It didn't last 2 weeks.
Right.
Didn't hit 1,000 players.
Hooray!
He says he You talk about it every week, but you doesn't even know who made it?
Well, we talk about it in broad terms. We use that in vague language.
In broad terms.
Was it Konami? It was
Sony.
Oh, generic Sony. Okay. Well, I see the problem for me is it's all in the rear view mirror, and I'm only looking toward the future, baby. I'm looking upward and onward. I got no time for these things lost in history. But I did, hey, for the gems out there, the only issue I have here is that, like, I'm a very literal guy. I try to think these through. I always make like lists to prepare my, along the lines of the game or the match or whatever here. And every single one of my games, like, at least like one dude told me was cool and that I should check out. So it's like, oh, I guess there's like a dedicated fan base of like 5 guys that I knew. But some of these are pretty damn obscure. I'd be surprised if you know some of the ones.
Well,
here,
I'm sure even my picks, someone will be like, "Oh, I know about that."
Yeah,
here's an actual obscure pick. Like the well can always go deeper, obviously. Like I'm not going to deny that.
Since we're on the definition, great topic. It's always great to stuck on the definitions before the actual episode begins.
They love it. They
classic.
Love it.
I have to say though, like based on the 2-line prompt that Nate gave me, like I'm a fucking AI. I was like, what does this exactly mean? Because it's like, okay, not too popular, but not, obscure or something. Okay. And I was thinking about, like, for example, does the game Void Stranger count? Because here's the thing. The actual gameplay numbers of the people that played Void Strangers, not that high. A couple of thousands at most. But then you look up Void Stranger on YouTube, and there's a 4-hour video with like 4 million views explaining the deep lore of Void Stranger. And I'm just like...
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know.
What do we put in here as popular? As in, people like it in a sense of like they watch YouTube videos about it? Or like the actual game? Because Void Stranger didn't sell well at all.
Yeah.
Noni, this is the message I sent to Nate. Tell me if it makes sense reading the message. I'm going to put it on screen. I'm going to fucking put it on screen.
Oh, yeah, okay, please do. Look, it's fine. It's fine. Don't even worry about it.
I did not receive this info.
We will debate on a case-by-case basis. It makes it awesome, okay? This is how it's meant. Guys, this is the intellectual process at work right now. You're getting a crash course in how we became the geniuses that we are here today. So, you know what? It's all a feature, baby. None of this is filler.
Exactly.
Which reminds me, folks, now's a great time to go to patreon.com/internetgenius. Guys, the new bonus episode. Okay, speaking about games that we love with Clout, Mixtape, guys. The best game ever made, Mixtape. Go check out our full-length review of Mixtape. You're going to want to hear this episode. Embrace the 49th law of power while you're at it. Okay, anyway, Patreon, go give us money. We appreciate that. Why don't we get into some of these actual games
now? The guest
now?
Doesn't get to...
Get to what? Oh, show your stuff?
He doesn't... Well, no, he just gets to know what the in-joke is.
Oh,
it's
well,
just like...
have you played... Are you
aware of Mixtape?
Are you Mixtape? Do you know Mixtape?
That's the game with like the skateboarding 80s thing.
The lesbian, non-lesbian,
they're not lesbians.
teenage.
We've discussed it on the bonus episode thoroughly. That's stolen valor.
Hey, they're all lesbians
valor.
when I get done with them, Noni. That's what I know. Mixtape is just the greatest. Buddy, your next review, your next favorite should be Mixtape on the Gaming Brit channel, guys. Tune in one day from today. You're going to want to watch this 5-hour breakdown of the magic gameplay that is Mixtape. You don't even see. I'll make my just short pitch to you, Charlie. It's that. So this game represents the concept of being a powerless, blown about by the winds of fate teenager, frustrated at the shackles you live in and it does so diegetically. What's the word? What's that term when the gameplay like is synonymous or syncs well with the atmosphere they're trying to sell aesthetically, artistically? It's not dissonance.
Ludonarrative resonance?
Ludonarrative consonance. Ludonarrative consonance is off the charts because you see, you don't even play the game, Charlie. It plays itself, much as teenagers are trapped in their own, out of control in their lives. They have no autonomy. And look, guys, we make the full case. Go listen to it. Best game ever. Mixtape coming soon to this very channel or the Patreon or something like that. I
regret asking. I should have just let you just move on.
That's what I would have. This is all getting cut anyway, so.
Now the episode is starting right now.
It is. Okay, seriously. I don't know about you guys. I had a long list of games that I came up, games with no clout that I love. I expect many of them to not make the cut. Let me just start with my first one as just to test the ground a little bit. And here's my case. Okay, now some may argue this game is in fact popular with clout, but in its context, I see this game get relentlessly shit on compared to its others in the series, I guess. Big shout out to my boy, the ugly stepchild of the bunch, Donkey Kong Country 3 with Kiddy Kong, baby. Yes. We love Kitty. We love Dixie. Everyone shits on all the time.
His first
it's
game
Kino.
is like a Nintendo
it's
game.
Like a Nintendo mainline Donkey Kong game.
All I hear is people shit on it all the time. And I love this game. No, this actually sort of works, okay? Because I endlessly defend this game when it comes up. It's always, Donkey Kong 1 is the best. Donkey Kong 2 is obviously the best. Donkey Kong Country 3 is Kino, is the best. The Crystal Banana Birds, I don't know, it has the best exploration. It has the best... I'm not going to say it's the best characters. It's just awesome. It's so good. I feel
like the best way to judge your picks is, could you make a good YouTube title out of your picks? And if the answer's no, that means it's the right pick. But I feel like you could do Donkey Kong Country 3 is actually the best one? Question
right,
mark.
That's the video I would make. It's true.
You're too, you know... money-minded. You're too professional. You're thinking.
Many
too,
have accused
like,
me of this.
You know, you're too much of an entrepreneur for the
Patreon.com/internetgenius. Very true. Very true.
But anyway, let's hear you out. Okay.
I've made my entire case. That's it. I've made my entire case already. I have no need to further elaborate. It's Kino. It's like the other games, but better and for free. Just like my big epic tweet about GIMP versus Photoshop. Dude, I did this tweet about the GIMP versus Photoshop meme that like me and Munchie made millions of years ago that got like 21,000 likes. It was by far my most popular tweet of all time. Just like Donkey Kong Country 3 is the most popular game of all time when I'm done selling it on this very podcast. Let's move on. Let's move on. This is not
so
correct.
Are we dropping this pick?
You're not going to like my other picks. You're not going to like my other picks.
It's gonna be like his picks are gonna be like Metroid Fusion, guys. It's actually
everyone shits on Metroid Fusion. Metroid Fusion is Kino. Everyone needs to be nice to Metroid Fusion. Okay, yes, Charlie. Why don't you give us, since you're the guy with the brain here, tell us your one of your picks.
By the way,
well, I'm gonna start.
Yes, Noni, interrupt him. Great job, very professional. Go
I was trained. I was fucking trained by you. I'm so excited for the Gamer Briss after making fun of Nate for like the last 5 minutes for the Gamer Briss to just go Tetris. Tetris, guys, no, hear me out. Tetris.
Dude, it's just blocks. It's just blocks. Okay, no. So for real? All right, go ahead. Let's hear.
Okay, so my first pick is gonna be 1995, I think, maybe 97, 96, somewhere mid-90s. I should have looked that up. Captain Claw for PC, the side-scrolling platforming game.
Okay.
Created by, I think the studio does have some rapport. I'm pretty sure it's Monolith Software.
Oh, I've heard of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, impressive have group. You heard of this classic game that isn't classic? Captain Claw. Here's the box art.
It looks awesome. I don't know anything. Awesome. You are right. This game has no clout with me, as far as I'm aware.
So this is a side-scrolling action game where you play as a cat who is an anthropomorphic pirate, and he is captured by the authorities, who are obviously anthropomorphic dogs, and he's thrown away for his years of plundering. It's kind of it's more of an exploratory game. I feel like a lot of platformers on PC ended up being kind of like, look at our giant level, see if you can find your way out, sort of thing. Yeah. So it's more about that than kind of the technicals of jumping around. You know, it's not exact. I doubt it's going to be anyone's speed run fave. But you know, I know what you're thinking, right? Okay, like this was I'll preface by saying this was one of the first games I ever played, and you know, it might be easy to go, oh, okay, so it's like a little cute platformer where you play as an anthropomorphic cat, like everyone played one of those.
You read my mind.
But Claw was gangster. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Check out this clip of, he's obviously got a sword, you know?
Okay.
But if you get tired of hitting guys with a sword, you can just shoot them.
Okay.
He just gets out that gun, boom.
Damn.
gone, as you can see on the projector above us.
Indeed.
You know?
I mean, okay. And so this is is there anything in particular that makes it stand out of all the games you've played throughout your long expansive history here? What is it about this one that in particular makes it so memorable to you? Is it the time, like your maybe you gathered around with the whole, gaming Brit clan and all played it together and fell in love or something? What's is there a hook in particular?
It's got to be the sound that will stay with me for the rest of my days that Captain Claw makes when he shoots his iconic Kamehameha claw magic claw. Here you go.
Magic claw!
Tell me.
Who are you?
This isn't.
Is he Megatron? Is that what he's saying? Magic Force? Is it Magic Force?
Magic Claw. He hits the guy. He hits. You hit the Magic Claw. Everything in front of you gets destroyed.
Okay.
By
this
the
is
Magic
gonna be in my
Claw.
list, but I gotta say, when I played Tales of Equestria, that's not it. Tales of Symphonia. The double Demon Fang really ingratiated my boy Lloyd to me over the years. Did you ever play Tales games in general? Tales of Symphonia?
I haven't. No.
It doesn't matter. The point is that in that game, you have autonomy, like in this game, to mash an attack that makes him say the name of the attack over and over and over again. And I loved doing it, and it was totally sick. Double Demon Fang, people will know. So you get Demon Fang early on in the game, but then you later unlock the insane Double Demon Fang, and it's basically the best part of the whole game. So
I haven't played it, but that's today's theme, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magic Claw. Yes, good.
Magic Claw. The way that boomed out of my computer's 1996 speakers crackling. I'll never forget it. It's just one of those games, guys. I'm sure someone in the comments has probably heard of it. They know that it's pretty epic
Dude,
stuff.
I've got bad news. XDAdevelopers.com is telling me that this 1997 platformer remains one of my most unforgettable games ever. The people have remembered it. The clout is through the roof. The people
I'm so sorry.
love Captain Claw, buddy.
The Game I'm about to give you a live update right now. As of 11 days ago, on the Captain Claw subreddit, somebody is making a full web version of Captain Claw.
Oh, the cloud is way too high, buddy.
Well, how many active users are there on that Reddit? Okay.
That post has 100 upvotes, so...
Okay, but in the actual, go to the main subreddit, how many active users are currently on the Captain Claw
r/Captain Claw? 680 weekly visitors.
Weekly.
There you go. 11 weekly contributions. So 11 people.
This guy over here picks Donkey Kong Country 3.
Everyone shits on Donkey Kong Country 3 exclusively. They never talk about how keto it is that you fight like mad scientist K. Rool at the end, and the secret island shit at the end when you go to the secret lair in the center. It's fucking awesome. It's the best game.
You guys are trying to undermine my picks when my picks are going to be absolutely the most obscure picks.
Well, look, it's the classic. When you do it, it's wrong. When I do it, it's based. So that's pretty much the rule we operate under here. Editor's prerogative, show host's prerogative. We get to do it. But Claw, 30 years on the subreddit here. Look, I'm sorry, but the people are absolutely crowing for more Captain Claw. This guy's going to be in the next Smash Bros. It's a lock. It's a lock for Captain Claw, man.
I'm sat in this chat. You brought up Donkey Kong Country 3. Everybody here knows that game. I bring up this game, and it's obviously crickets. So I don't see why
Captain Claw has a better chance of getting into Smash than Kiddy Kong ever will. Kiddy Kong is the underdog of this operation, even though I love him, and he's my guy. And
Kiddy Kong's probably got a sticker or something that gives you +3 bullshit frames or whatever.
That's probably true. Well, look, I'm gonna quickly fax my buddy Toby Fox, who's gonna walk the fax over to his guy Sakurai, and he's gonna say the big talk about this Captain Claw. Have you seen the 680 weekly visitors on r/Captain Claw, Sakurai? You gotta get him in the new Smash.
You just heard the booming echo of the Magic Claw Kamehameha.
That
would go hard in Smash.
That would, dude. That'd be his neutral B. That would be that'd be pretty sick.
I'm not going to pretend like this wouldn't be a hard pick. So
okay. Granted that it goes hard. I'm pretty impressed. All right.
And the gun, they took away Snake's guns, right? Would Captain Claw keep his gun?
And yet
That's
Bayonetta, it always bothered me. He would keep his gun because Bayonetta gets her stupid ass magic
No, because Captain Claw has like a Captain Claw. Captain Claw has a realistic, gun that actually existed, whereas Bayonetta's got kind of like the Ruby Witch stuff.
I hear you,
right?
but I think it's about what's contemporary, whereas like Snake's guns are like, it's like you go to the local 5 and dime, buy yourself a couple of, I don't know gun terms. I was going to make like jokes are funny when you're specific. If you quoted the specific gun that Snake uses, I don't know anything about it. An AK-47. I don't know.
A gun nut's going to come in and say, actually, Snake's guns aren't
Psychom
real. They're not real. They're not real guns. They didn't get the license, so...
Tell that to the kindergarten I just visited up the block for me, whether or not it was a real gun that I used.
Here we go.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Noni, what are you going to do? How do you do this every week?
I get paid, baby. I get paid.
Okay.
Employees privilege. Okay, Noni, why don't you tell us, now that I've killed all the children in my local area, why don't you tell me about a game that you like that has no clout? Do the people at the center of the earth where you live make games? Perhaps there's an obscure pick from there of the mole people.
I would like to state that my game that I'm about to say is the most obscure. It doesn't even have a dedicated subreddit, okay?
Wow. Okay, I'm liking this.
Okay.
It's called Virgo versus the Zodiacs.
Okay,
and it's a turn-based RPG indie game about the Zodiacs, and specifically about Virgo, who's so straight-edged, who's so red-pilled, that the fact that the other Zodiacs across essentially the cosmos are, like, acting out of character, that pisses her off so much that she's like, I'm gonna fucking kill them. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna reset the cosmos. We gotta go back to the correct right path right now. So,
dude, I thought I had the virgin rage with my, murdering of random people in a sleep, but I guess it's Virgo. You must feel a real kinship with this Virgo character, huh?
Absolutely.
Real symmetry there.
True symmetry. Virgo just goes around murdering the other Zodiacs, and you have to understand, when you're playing this game, she's like, the way to describe it is she's a fucking wall. She's an agent on a mission.
Okay.
Everyone else, including her friends, her quote-unquote allies, are like, this is a bad idea. You're acting crazy. And she's like, no, I am acting with honor. I am fulfilling my purpose. I'm gonna fucking kill them. Because everybody else is like, there's like dialogue and, like a story and all of this. And everyone's like, this is such a bad idea. What is wrong with it? And she's like, no, I am right. You're all rods. And yeah. That's what the game's about. I will not spoil how it goes farther than that.
Okay.
It's kind of based. Virgo is a based artist, Agent 47 type of individual.
Okay. I'm looking at Metacritic to see what the people have to say about it. There are 5 critic reviews, 9 user ratings. So these are low numbers. The scores are decent. The critics give it an 80. The users say 6.7. But it's not about. This doesn't. In today's episode is not about even the quality of the game. It's about whether you personally love it and no one else knows what it is. That's how you win today. And thank God no one knows Donkey Kong Country 3. That's truly a stealth pick.
I
was just testing the water with that.
No,
I see this is from 2019.
I can't believe. Yeah. Nate got the rules. Noni didn't get the rules, but Noni is closer to the actual...
I was testing the waters. Theme. I know that this is a controversial pick, all right? I have better ones. You'll hear about them one of these
game
days.
Good. Go play it. And also, unlike the Stolen Valor that Mixtape claims as the lesbian game, Virgo is a lesbian in this one.
I see.
And across the entire game, she keeps just ignoring her lover. Just like, I don't want to have sex with you right now. I have people to kill, including you eventually.
So the femcel rage is real in this game. The rare incident where we've encountered it. A true cell Virgo. Impressive stuff. I like it. I relate to this character immensely already.
That's
okay.
Right.
All right.
So in the I'm a Genius Weekly lesbian game rankings, we are putting Virgo above mixtape, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
We could never put anything above mixtape when it comes to Genius rankings. It's the best game of all time, Charlie. Please, let's be serious here.
It's
okay?
definitely above Deltarune.
Here.
It's definitely above Deltarune for sure.
Okay, tell you what. I have a list of games here. It's above Deltarune, yeah, right, no doubt. Tell me when I hit one. I've got like 5. I think these may all be terrible choices. We can just blitz through these because I think I don't know if any of these will count. Okay.
Okay,
you know what? Looking back at my list here, I'm embarrassed to say some of these. I think these are not good choices.
Nate.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Metroid Fusion is legit gonna be on the list.
It's not on the list. No.
Nate, you're not allowed to blitz. We're gonna go one by one, turn by turn. It's gonna be a slow version, okay?
Yeah. Let's. I agree.
Okay, sure.
Nate.
I'll read the whole list. All right. This game. I think this one might actually qualify, mostly because it's old, and I used to play it a lot. Earthworm Jim 2 on Super NES. I mean, does anyone even care about Earthworm Jim anymore? I feel like this clout has plummeted.
Okay, no, it's fair enough. Right?
Enough.
I haven't played Earthworm Jim 2, so that's
okay.
fair.
Yeah, specifically
let's
2.
let him...
Specifically
okay,
2.
so what makes 2 both not as cared for as the first, but in your mind better?
Well, basically, it's the fact that you could press down B and he would go, God, me and Ben used to play this game all the time. I do not know the words that are being said, but he makes like a shield with his gloves that goes, Manta, or is it Fanta? I don't know what he's saying, but I used to do that over and over and over again. That's why the game is good, because it was funny with epic clips. I guess actually a lot like your game, like good old Captain Claw. Similar kind of design ethos there. In fact, when was this game made? I bet it was a very similar time. Let me see. Earthworm Jim 2 release date. That was in 95. Dude, Captain Claw ripped off Earthworm Jim 2 with its usage of sound effects. Not cool. No, it's why is it better than Earthworm Jim 1? Because I owned it. And I didn't own Earthworm Jim 1. That's why Earthworm Jim 2 is superior. But, you know, the sequels always get shit on unless they're like The Dark Knight or other thing, Halo 2 or something like that. It's simply better, simple as, makes me laugh, played it when I was a kid, and it's hilarious. And everyone hates Earthworm Jim now. Nobody remembers that it even exists. It just gets, ignored in the grand scheme of things.
So you're not a defender of the 3D one, then? That's not, you're not going that far.
I'm not defending 3D. Anything except this one specific game. I'm sure they go to shit, as all things do on this earth in due time. But Earthworm Jim 2 was Kino, and I love it. So that's it. That's my whole argument. I feel
like this has been a good platform. I feel like there's no other place you've gotten to discuss Earthworm Jim 2. So
exactly. And I guess you could make a game, you could make a video about actually Earthworm Jim 2 is the best one. No one would even care. They'd be like, I don't don't care about the other ones. You know,
that is true.
I feel like this one passes the muster of the test reasonably. Yes, it was popular in its day, but the point is it's like lost it all and no one cares anymore. So
I'm so sorry, Nate. I'm so sorry, Nate. In September 2021, there was a Kickstarter for a Earthworm Jim 2 Fight the Fish, which I think is supposed to be like just like the comic, just the comic continuation of Earthworm Jim. It has made $260,000.
You know, is that even that much for something that's as big as Earthworm Jim once was? I think this is in the realm of the gray area where it's like sort of subjective if it does in fact have enough clout. Because my argument is that it used to have clout and it has lost it. Yes, there's still some people out there, but like, let's do some numbers. So you got like, I don't know, let's say all those people gave like $20. That's like 10,000 total people that are investing in this new continuation of Earthworm Jim. And by the way, it's a comic, not even a game, so, you know, that's like not...
Random aside, was Earthworm Jim the first game to do the fake-out boss fight?
Wouldn't that be...
Because that's one thing the first game's famous for, right? You get to the first boss, and it's just like a one-hit kill. Like, it's like a big joke. Like
on like the first level, I think.
Yeah. Is that the first time?
Wouldn't shock me. It came out in 1995. Damn, games 1 and 2 both came out in 1995. Holy
we were
shit.
just on fire back then.
Oh, I
well,
miss
maybe
those
not
days so much.
Since apparently the second game is not well known. So maybe...
Yeah.
Maybe they could have slowed down a little bit. But Nate was pleased, so...
I was delighted. I was stimulated, and it was Kino. A lot of those levels were extremely creative. There was all kind... I mean, look... It was the 90s, okay? We were still figuring things out. They hadn't perfected all these, all these different gameplay styles or whatever. But it was trying new stuff. It was experimental. It was funny. It was weird. It was strange. There was a real essence of creativity that was imbuing all kinds of different games back then. And I bet a big part of it was that, like, you could just make a game for a way smaller budget than is typically happening right now. And it's a shame. It's a shame. We should do things to get back to that. With all our tech, I'm not gonna go into the whole thing. We talked about this many times, but like with all our wonderful technology, we've made games take 1,000 times harder to make, and it's like bigger teams and blah blah blah. It's because these companies think they like have to appease AAA or blah 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 audiences, whatever the fuck. Just don't do any of that. Just don't do any of that. Instead, just make little silly games like this. Boom. Okay, there you go. Earthworm Jim 2. That's my argument. Let's keep going. So, Charlie, what do you got? What's next?
All right, guys. So for my next pick, not only do I have a obscure duology of games, but I have a conspiracy as well. So this is a double whammy story. So for my next pick, I am picking the 2006 point-and-click adventure game Barrow Hill.
Okay.
Here is the cover. Yes, very good. So this was a point-and-click adventure game made by an independent studio, Shadow Tour Studios, that are based in Cornwall. And the game is about basically a kind of paranormal ghost mystery in the mountains of Cornwall. So they're doing what they know and what we love. So it's this really cool. You got this pre-rendered art, kind of like eerie atmosphere. You go around, clicking around.
Dude, these scores are all over the place. We got from like 2s to 8s on different places.
Okay.
It's nuts.
And of course, the developer, I assume maybe got their friends involved. They got someone involved. It's got these classic cutscenes.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
I've got here for everyone's enjoyment, for all viewers of the Genius podcast. Hopefully, you're watching this. I've got this amazing scene from the game where you arrive at an abandoned cafe, then trying to figure out what happened.
What are you doing? You fool! Hide or get help. The phone, it just repeats the same noise over and over. I can't hear anybody. Just whispering. Maybe you can get someone. Anyone. Go on phone for help.
I'll get help? Crikey. All right. Okay, we'll let that play. Yeah, this is Kino. This is Certified Gamer.
So this is both cinema and gaming all wrapped into one, obviously.
Indeed.
So, obviously it's very simplistic. It's, a little clunky. You're basically going around reading notes, discovering clues. You've got to find out what happened to the people who disappeared. And, it's one of those things you can beat in like an hour or two if you know what you're doing. It's going to take you a little longer if you don't. It's, you soak up the vibe. You enjoy a bit of the corniness as well. And so I did a review of this game and its sequel on my Patreon. Because there was a sequel. Believe it or not, this guy came back 10 years later with Barrow Hill, The Dark Path.
The people demanded it.
The people demanded the return. And not only is it a sequel, but it's a sequel where we return to the scene of the crime. So that's a screenshot of the first game.
That's the exact same area, okay.
That's the first game, and then this is the second game on the return.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're back at the scene of the crime 10 years later. He went as far as to make even though the second game came out in 2016, it is also 4x3.
All right. He's got a vision.
Maybe that's because it was easier to reuse the assets since it's the same location. But basically, you're back in Barrow Hill. things have gone wrong again. There's another mystery to solve, Okay, so
dude, is this like a one-man operation type of thing here?
I think it's a very small studio. I don't think it's one person. They do have another game coming out.
Oh, okay. Is it still 4x3? God, I hope so.
No, unfortunately, they have gone 16:9 with this one.
Oh, they sold out. They sold us out, boys.
Yeah, what can you do? What can you do, Hub? The second game, it's a little easier than the first. It's a little more streamlined. You know how it goes, right? After the... But it's also a pretty fun romp.
Got so commercial, man. The commercialized there.
Now, where things get complicated here, and I didn't touch on this when I covered the games on Patreon, but there is a third title that for a long time I couldn't figure out if it existed. Because I was obviously,
now that's obscure. Okay, all right.
I was looking through these games' history, obviously after I played them, and I came across the official website for a game that was meant to come out in between, called Bracken Tor, and you can tell that it's very much by the same people. The screenshots, it's the same style of game. And I went on GameFAQs, and there is a page for the game, no walkthroughs.
Okay.
It's got ratings, and it's got a release date. It said it came out in Europe in 2011.
It's got ratings. People have described like how good and long it is. So this exists, it seems.
But I cannot find any evidence that this game existed. I went as far as to go on an AI thing, a ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
And I asked, does this game exist? And I got completely gaslit. They said, yeah, of course. Look at this GameFAQs page. It's got a release date.
Right.
And I'm like, this can't be. So I obviously say that, well, is that good enough? And I say, can you find me a shred of footage of this game?
Right.
And it had to amend its answer. It came back to me and was like,
I no longer think there's good evidence that Bracken Tor actually had a public retail release, despite many databases listing one. This thing is it's psyoping you.
So I've been totally turned around in my attempting to analyze the history of the Burrow Hill franchise. This is a real mystery.
Wait. GameFAQs says it is a 16-hour long game. It lists the length of the game. How could that be if it doesn't exist?
But this isn't even the case of like, okay, so there was a Barrow Hill 1, they announced Bracken Tor, it doesn't come out, and the devs disappear. Yeah. They made a sequel to Barrow Hill that came out in 2016.
Right. Maybe it got like retooled into that game. It got sort of shuffled around and like the assets changed. I don't know. Like that happens sometimes. But, I don't know. They were gonna put the witch in Final Fantasy VII, but then they moved her to Final Fantasy VIII and just made her the main villain or whatever. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
Still, it was very confusing researching the history for this series. So I don't think you guys will be able to beat a game that doesn't even exist.
Well, we'll see. We have we'll have some contenders to the throne for that one. All right, okay, so there you go. Yeah. A point-and-click game. It's the greatest game of all time. Charlie said so.
Exactly.
There you go. All right, Noni.
Ranking.
What do you got, Noni?
I'm gonna continue the record of a weird indie game, number 7000. Mm-hmm. That's also a turn-based game. I like those games. Artist Impact.
I haven't heard of it.
It is
okay.
It is this gorgeous looking, fucking like 2D, like pixel art, obviously made by one person. That person is like on point with the art, the animation, all of that. It was made on like one of those fucking RPG Maker games, because when you play the game, you're just kind of stuck in like 720p definition. You cannot go higher. What you can do is zoom in. That's the only option you have, because the assets were not high quality enough when this dude was making this game, I guess. But yeah, the game's gorgeous. It's pretty short. It's pretty poignant. It's one of those, the art style and the animation, and you play it and you're like, oh, this was made by one guy. Kind of carries it. Would I say it's as based as Virgo versus the Zodiacs? Honestly, no. It has all the hallmarks of this was made by one guy. Therefore, the quality of the storytelling is a little bit the actual balance of the game is a little bit, you know?
Right.
But yeah, no. But otherwise...
Well, this looks very nice.
Yeah,
I think there's something... I think, good. There's good marketing in making a game with an engine people associate with like lower quality stuff, right? Because when you picture RPG Maker, you picture like, an FF4 ripoff with some funny dialogue, and this looks like, really well made, really, high quality.
When I was, based on the no instructions I got from Nate, I tried to hit when I'm like, this is a game neither of the host or the audience will know about, but I still think it's pretty good. As in, like, it isn't cool.
Yeah.
It isn't cool because nobody heard about it. It's a shame that nobody heard about it. That's what I tried to aim for.
I'm sorry. What was it called again? What was the name again?
Artist Impact.
Artist Impact.
Impact. Okay.
I got to say, not only have Noni's picks, more or less fit the theme, I'm actually interested in playing them after he's shown them to us. So,
yeah. I mean, it actually does look pretty cool, to be honest. But enough glazing. I'm sure it's terrible. That's why it isn't liked. That's why nobody's played it. There you go. Yeah, bad choice. You're fired. 10
out of 10.
There you go.
Oh my god, I forgot that in the bonus episodes, when talking about the 48 laws of power, the first law is to never outshine your employer. And
never outshine the master. Very true. Today you learned a lesson in that. You tried to outshine me and you have been destroyed for all time.
Fucking delete
there you go. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Nicely done. Go play Artist Impact. I think it's like $10 or something on Steam. So yeah.
Cool. All right, so let me see. I have another one here. All right, look. I have realized the folly of my ways by including some of these. All right. So I'm just going to be clear. These ones don't count, but just because it's funny, I'll list the ones here. So, look, did anyone even like Dark Cloud 2 except for me? I don't think anyone else did. Everyone shits on it relentlessly. Nobody talks about Dark Cloud 2. All right. Forget that. We're skipping that. Okay, this one. Look, this is like the least popular one, but it's the best one, and it's Kirby and the Amazing Mirror for the GBA. It's just the best Kirby game. It's got the best gameplay. It's got the phone call mechanic where you can summon your other Kerboids to assist you. It was Kino. It was the best one. All right. Bravely Default wasn't as popular as it should have been.
I forgot when I came up with this topic that Nate is a Clout maniac. I forgot this was an impossible. This was an impossible topic.
Okay,
it's like,
okay.
He's like, does this game's aesthetics work in a thumbnail? No, discarded. That's his.
Fucking gone. Okay, so Nate, just for a second. All right. Really hammer it. Okay, so the first thing you said was Dark Cloud, right? Like
Dark Cloud 2. Dark Cloud 2.
The game would, if you look it up on YouTube, there is like full playlist playing the game. There's like a 700,000 7-hour review about how Dark Cloud 2 is kind of based, actually.
I fucked up real bad. Yeah, it is.
What's the next one? A Kirby game. D-Kirby.
I know.
D-Kirby that's about to get a movie like next year. That Kirby.
In context, nobody ever talks about the Amazing Mirror, even though it's the best one. It's the best one, and nobody brings it up. That's it's ones that are being overshadowed. Never overshadow the master. These did it too much. They didn't shadow enough. Everyone wants to talk about, I don't know, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, or those stupid new ones, or the fucking... The N64 one, which was pretty cool, to be honest. But no, Amazing Mirror was Kino. There was a whole batch of GBA Kirbys that were awesome, and this was the best one. Squeak Squad was lame. Okay, Amazing Mirror was the best one. Bravely Default, look, I don't know. It was okay. It was a pretty popular game, to be fair. Okay, no, here, I have a real one. One here. Is this one still kind of popular? Yeah, I guess. But I still think this one counts, even though it was pretty popular. All right. Trauma Center Under the Knife for the Nintendo DS.
Oh?
Is this game kind of popular? Yes. Do I care? No. This is a game about performing surgery, and it's fucking awesome. First of all, I feel like I'm not getting a wave of like, haha, Nate's an idiot for picking this one.
Well, look,
is that accurate?
Everyone remembers the first one,
yeah.
Okay, because, well, it was in a lot of magazines. It was like, oh my god, the DS is a new thing. Now you can make a game about surgery. I feel like I would have fully accepted maybe one of the sequels, like the Wii one, kind of obscure.
Those are not as good. Those are not as good.
Those are the ones where you can like stop time and no one's really. I don't know how many people have explored that.
You can still do that in the first one a little bit.
Yeah. But do you have to do like the pentagrams and all that, like the blood magic to get it to work?
I
think
you do a little bit of that, if memory serves. Look, it was just yes. Is this like the most popular one in the series, the most well known? Yeah, it probably is. But like, okay, in the grand context of gaming, the original Trauma Center for the DS has definitely been like largely forgotten. This series doesn't exist anymore. They're not making any new ones that I'm aware of. It had a couple of sequels there for a little bit, but it's all gone. And it was so unique. I like wanted to be a surgeon when I was young, so this really spoke to me when I, was of DS playing age. I'd still play my fucking DS. That shit was absolutely kino. But no, doing surgery, they gamified it. Is it wacky and insane? Absolutely. Is it off the wall? Absolutely. But it was also super fun and just so creative. The DS was the era of like peak creativity when it came to game design, and Trauma Center was like the number one I liked the most. And it was insanely difficult, and I was terrible at it, but I loved it anyway. I never beat like the super hard challenges.
It's an interesting window, the early DS, because when the DS first came out, they were coming off the Game Boy Advance. Nintendo was still kind of in there. We're hip and for gamers who like the Game Boy and the tattoo Game Boy. So there's a window which I more or less describe as the DS, the gray DS launching, the first DS, and Nintendogs. And Nintendogs is the point where they realize, oh, okay, we can get loads of casual people to play. Let's re-release the console. We'll make it like nice, sleek and white and pink models. And then that's when that kind of ushered in the kind of the casual audience DS era. But the first year or so, it has this completely different feel, I think, to what came later, with these games like Trauma Center and Another Code. Ace Attorney was a GBA game first, technically, so that doesn't count. But you get like anyone remember Project Rub Rabbits? Let's throw that into the discussion. That was the one where you use the DS not. That was a launch DS game. You basically have to like chat up this girl by fondling her with a DS stylus. That was not the type of thing you'd see after Nintendo.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that like big pink hair? And she's like a big anime girl with lots of round...
No, it's like a Sonic
I have that
Team
one.
game,
Someone sent me that. I did not buy that. Somebody sent it to me. I
no,
swear.
I think
officer.
No, it wasn't like anime. It was more kind of stylized. And it was a Sega game. Those early DS games. Early DS days. An interesting forgotten little period there. That Trauma Center was definitely a part of.
Yeah, and it was awesome, and it was totally kino, and I miss it. I miss it dearly. But it's all right. I mean, playing on the... You know a game that just comes to mind quickly? I know it's too big, but I still, in the context of games with not enough clout, I always think of Neo TWEWY, which just got totally fucked over by marketing, or people just didn't play it even though it was awesome. And like, is it still relatively well-known? Sure, it is. But... like, the original had this crazy gameplay style to it, which was, about playing the top screen while you play the bottom screen at the exact same time, which no one can do, like, perfectly, but you can do your best. But Neo TWEWY, they knew they could not do the same thing that they did, like, on a DS game, on, like, modern consoles. So they just got creative and thought about a totally new way to do things, where, like, every character, you eventually get, like, 6 or something, each one is just mapped to one button on your controller, and you can switch between them, but you just like, you press the button when it's time for them to do their thing. And it was like creative and new, and I just really love it when we're finding new ways to play stuff like that, rather than just the same old, I don't know, over-the-shoulder shooter, or, even JRPG combat. While I very much enjoy it, it doesn't scratch this particular itch of like creativity, so... I'm going to talk about this later, but like I come from like a game design background. I was mixing it up back in the day. I like it when people do like outside the box type shit. So I've got a wide appreciation of games that I can enjoy. Anyway, we'll talk about that later, but so Trauma Center Under the Knife, totally kino for the DS specifically. I assume the one on Wii is okay, but there's no way you could be as precise like with like a Wii game as you could with like a stylus. So It's all about the DS one for sure. That game is awesome. Never forget.
Neo TWEWY shout out, which I assume is not the first time you've done that on this show.
A couple of times I've shouted it out. I did know it's too popular to put in this list.
I'ma also signal Neo TWEWY the genuine, like, just study or like a 7-hour YouTube video I want about new Toei's marketing, I want to watch that because it's like, it's a full game. It's like a 30-hour, like, big-ass, action RPG. It was released in, like, summer fucking for Square Enix. They didn't have a lot of things coming out at the time. And it's just, like, no fanfare. The game didn't have bugs or some weird issues. None of that. It's just, like, it dropped, almost zero marketing, like a fucking tweet. And then, like, a year later, it showed up for, like, 4 seconds on an Xbox, like, sizzle reel. And then the next day it was on Steam. That's it. It was, like, quiet. Like, not even, like,
it's like the definition of not enough clout for what it should have.
Was that the year when Square released, they, like, spam launched about, like, 10 games or something?
It might have been, yeah. It was during a period like that.
Because there was, like, Neo 2E, they made the Valkyrie Elysium game, they made the new Secret of Mana game. Yeah. They might have done the Crisis Core re-release around then. I feel like they were on, like, a bit of a sub AAA spam sesh at the time.
It was a good thing. I wish we had more of that every year. That'd be nice. That would be great. I mean, a lot of these games are better than the AAA ones, so.
Yeah, Neo 2 is interesting. I mean, it's interesting to make a sequel to your game at a time so late that the control scheme that you made the first one for doesn't exist anymore.
I know. But that's how every sequel's like 10 years later now. You have to wait a goddamn eternity. Dude, again, Earthworm Jim, like 2 games in the same year. I know they reused assets and all that stuff, but I mean, same thing with like, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But like, everybody fucking loves Majora's Mask. It's, they applied their brains and made a good game.
I mean, it's true for like a lot of games. Again, I think we talked about it like last 2 episodes ago when we were talking about Deltarune, when it's like just think about it. Undertale came out in 2015. And, it's been 11 years, and the sequel is still like 4 years away from finishing.
I know. It's nuts.
It's just one of those things that I'm like, huh.
Majora's Mask is such an interesting example, though, when it comes to the gap between developers and consumers, because obviously, I consider Majora's Mask to be probably a top 10 Nintendo game, one of the, best, pieces of work they've ever put out, basically. And not to put words in his mouth, but I believe it was Koizumi, right? Or was it Onuma on that one? It was Onuma, maybe.
I think so.
He talks about it like, you get the impression when he talks about that game that he thinks it's not very good. He's like
Onuma,
he's like they only gave me a year to make it.
It was co-directed by Onuma and Koizumi.
He talks about how he was. I feel like he might have said at some point he was embarrassed about it, and
they're pretty self-deprecating on it in general.
Yeah, and he was definitely very keen to make changes when they did the 3DS re-release, more than with Ocarina of Time. He was getting in there in the interviews and being like, oh boy, I didn't even want to do that. I didn't even want to re-release this one because I'm so embarrassed about it. Which is obviously such a. Meanwhile, we're outside the gates, being like, force them to make it. Quickly, so they could force them to come up with ideas in a pinch.
I know.
Get them.
So much of Majora's Mask, like the things people love about it, obviously seem to be like fan theories and things that are like sort of incomplete, or things like there's so much of like in the artistic process in general that like. Things accidentally end up a certain way, or like just not with deliberate love and care end up in a particular way. And it's the audience's job to interpret the meaning behind all this. And obviously with something like Majora's Mask, there's a lot of meaning to be interpreted from all kinds of different stuff. And people have done so forever. On his side, though, much of that stuff probably was like not 100% exactly what he wanted, or was left incomplete. Yeah, definitely, right?
Yeah, definitely, because we have the Majora fucking remake, in which he proceeded to fucking just destroy the fate. Because, we actually, it's Majora's Mask is even a rare talking point about this, because we do have the artistic quote unquote just creation that happened, and then the same studio, the same guys, kind of just sat around and were like, actually, let's do it right this time, and they fucked it up massively.
I did not play the remake, so I don't know anything about it, but sounds like it's got issues.
It's a definite step down, and in fact, the irony is that because I'm assuming because they thought Ocarina of Time was the better game, Ocarina of Time ends up being less unchanged in its 3DS remake, whereas Majora's Mask gets all these weird additions that undermine things. So, yeah, disappointing.
Were they able to finally make new models for every character and replace them all in Majora's Mask the way they always wanted to? I mean, that's always been speculated. So, okay, I said that as like a joke because like the fan interpretation is that this is like a weird nightmare realm where like all the people from Ocarina or whatever have been like,
they're still the same. They're still the same
Ocarina of
Time
Time
models, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like, it's funny, right? Because when I look at I've seen people in the past criticize, like, say, the new Capcom Resident Evil games for like reusing lamps or reusing assets, and I obviously don't want to tell people to lower their standards or anything, but I do scratch my head at that, right? Because
did they buy them from the Unity store or
no, they just
Unreal
like there was
store?
a lamp in Resident Evil 7 and it shows up in 9, so they're like zooming in on it and going, Capcom have ripped us off, right? And to me, I scratch my head at that a bit because I feel like, we got something like Majora's Mask because that stuff was taken care of. When these games have like 5-year development periods and then they come out quote unquote unfinished, what is usually unfinished? Glitchy graphics, things not moving into place right. With Ocarina of Time and with Majora's Mask, they could skip that whole worry altogether and just focus on the creativity to some degree, even though you're seeing the same characters and models and things. So I don't want to be
just
too
for a
hasty
moment, I hear you.
Reusing assets,
but let's just focus on the meaning between that. So in Majora's Mask, like the sort of reused assets, even if this wasn't intentional, it's very clearly like there is meaning. Everyone has noticed that like all the characters in the models like are the same. And then there's sort of all this mythology that's built on it that actually makes the game like way more interesting than if it was just like all new characters. It's this whole like underverse and like reflection of the, like the light world or whatever you want to, refer to it as. And maybe none of that was on purpose, but the game is vague enough that like there's a whole interpretation that definitely seems like it might be, like you're in the underworld or Termina or whatever it is. Whereas reusing a lamp from RE 7 to 9, like we all know they're very like maybe there's some meaning there, but it seems like no one's thinking that this means anything.
No, but obviously
it just
the
seems,
thing that you're praising comes from the foundation of leaning into like we don't care that you can tell, right? Like it's further along the line of reusing assets, but leaning into it to the extent that it becomes meaningful.
I have to stand and defend the Resident Evil games because I'm a fucking Resident Evil chill here. I'm gonna say it. To anybody complaining about the lamps, at least the Resident Evil games for like the last, I would say 8 years or so, pretty fucking consistent release schedule. We get a Resident Evil.
That's true.
We get a Resident Evil game every 2 years. It's like, obviously, like, here's we get like...
That's not bad.
We get the Resident Evil 3 remake, and it's like not good. Lol, lamau. But it's like, we still get like 2, then 3, then Village, then 4 remake, then Requiem, and we get in Veronica, and the year after we're getting 10. It's like, you can complain, but also like, you're getting a game not once every half a decade.
I've never been a big RE guy, but like that sort of is, like I'm always like, oh my god, Final Fantasy, like the late 90s, we got like so many, like every year there was a new one, it was the best thing ever, and it really was like the best thing ever. And even with all like the bloats to budget and stuff, or all this new shit they're doing, yeah, you got to give them credit. Every 2 years, like a new one of these, like a full ass game, that's pretty good. Although I mean, remakes are, I got my problems with remakes, as many people know, but
like, here's the thing. Are remakes artistically bankrupt? Sure. I'll agree with that statement. But like, when you get to the level of, I'm gonna do it, fuck it, we're bringing it back. But when you get to the level of like, Resident Evil remakes and like Final Fantasy VII remake, it's like, you have to sit there and be like, hey, it's new models, new animation. This is like a full budget ass, you know what I mean? This is not like something the C team did on their free time to just polish up the graphics. This is just a new thing.
Right.
Like
which introduces different problems, but they are different. They're not the same problem you're describing.
Yeah. It's just technically speaking, in terms of manpower, that's like just like physical manpower used. It's like it might as well just be a different game and like a just.
Well, when did 8 come out? 2022 or was it 2021?
8 come out in 2021.
Okay, so it's still 5 years between main games, so that's still it's not exactly golden age stuff. But
No, but
it's still,
but here's the thing.
it's still above average.
But you get the remakes, right?
Yeah, but
like
in
that,
between 8 and Requiem, we have 4 remake, which is like a 30, like, you know, a 10, 20 hour full game with like a 5 hour, 6 hour DLC.
Yeah, I'm not dismissing your point at all. It is true that compared to other franchises where you get nothing for a decade, they are definitely. But you know, obviously, the reason they're being able to do this is because they're reusing assets, and in addition to the remakes, they've got the premise and kind of map outlook kind of done for them. So, but you know, maybe this is a blame the consumer moment because they accept that. It's like they're willing to buy the remakes.
Yeah, they're part of the problem, no doubt about that. big part.
So if they're like, in fact, you're like, hey, I'm just making new assets for this thing that already exists, and I'm slapping it on this old game, and instead of like skepticism, you get cheers. So I'm not surprised that that it happens.
But that's why guys like our boy Mark, the Electric Underground, he's always like, fuck these remakes. This is not good. We should be doing other things instead of this. I'm not a big Resident Evil guy myself, so I don't have much of a stake in that. But And the people, and they boo you. And they boo you when you try to say that, like, hey, guys, we should have higher standards for, like, ourselves and, like, aim toward making novel, creative things as opposed to, like, what was obviously happening of, like, the endless, nightmare capitalism slop that we're just producing the same thing over and over and over again, spiraling inevitably toward the downward spiral. We should, like, be trying to be creative and stuff here. No, let's just make the same game 8 times in a row, and it'll be good this time for real, for sure. And as you always point out, like, we're not even remaking the bad games. We're remaking the good games so that we can just sell them to you again. So it's not even like, we're gaining anything particularly. Well, Charlie, I think it was your turn to list a game.
All right. So, okay, guys. You guys are going to scratch your heads at my next pick right here. Okay. So
I'll scratch my ass.
Scratch my balls.
Because this is a Star Wars game, right? And you're thinking, how could
not a Clout
a game from an IP that big be a no Clout game? Well, people forget that when the prequel saga begun, there was a real blitz of content back then. This was a media empire in the way you don't really see today. So, did you know there was a game about the robots who man the pod racing?
the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, the prequel. The Star Wars pit droids. Have you ever wanted to be slave labor under Watto? Well, now is your chance in Star Wars pit droids.
What is the gameplay of this game?
What is this exactly? By the way, this is an insane thumbnail.
What a concept.
Actually, this would make for a great thumbnail. This would make for an insanely great thumbnail.
Watto says, get to work, dude. That's the right there.
Says, get to work. It is a Lemmings type situation. So you basically have these droids that are really dumb. Obviously, Watto has not gotten... These guys are in the movie for about all of 5 seconds in the background.
Yeah.
They're not very smart. And basically, you have to direct them around this map so that they get the things fixed and basically that they don't die, which they die really easily.
Sure.
You
paid good money for these. You want to maximize your capital extraction.
You even get C-3PO, old school...
Oh, yeah, okay.
First version 1 C-3PO giving you the tutorials on how to play the game.
Wow.
It's got a nice atmosphere. You're out the pod races. You're soaking in the Tatooine vibrancy. And of course, when you beat levels, you get cool little skits with the little guys. Getting up to mischief. So, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure this game has disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know how you get it. I think there was a iPad re-release and as we know, those things stop working as well after a while.
Can a brother get a Wii U port, please?
Exactly.
That's what the people need. Yeah.
That's what they need. They need a new release of Star Wars pit droids. I've got to say, it's a lot of fun, intellectually stimulating. It's one of those things where you'd get these games back in the day that were part of this big kind of like, okay, we have Star Wars, we want to do everything and everything on everything.
Right.
So you'd get a game like this that is kind of like, a simple but fun kind of top-down Lemmings kind of game. But it would have that Star Wars IP panache, right? You'd get like the John Williams score and stuff, and so it's like it's not something that happens as much these days. So that's another pick from me. Star Wars Pit Droids, everybody. Thank you.
Well, I'm seeing a review from this channel got 10,000 views 3 years ago. It said a Star Wars Pit Droids review 20 plus years later. That's I think the clout is through the roof. The people they love the Pit Droids.
How many views?
Their favorite thing.
How many views?
10,000 views. 10,000 views.
My criteria is if you made a video about this game, would it be a 10K smash? And you have confirmed that Pit Droids is indeed a 10K smash. So absolutely meets the criteria.
Okay, fair enough.
Genuinely
this is
speaking,
Kino.
That fucking just the game cover is an insane. I could see the Photoshop that could be done in a YouTube thumbnail. Like
it's gonna be happening for this video. That auto get to work is going on the thumbnail, guaranteed.
I would.
That's 100%.
Before I say my pick, if we're done talking about droids,
let's just go on.
Slave droids.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to. I remember this existing, but now looking it up. In the background of this entire podcast, I was trying to find Bracken toward the time of Tooth and Claw. You see if I can fucking see anything, and it's actually gone, just fully mysterious. But there is a listing on GOG.com, like the Steam equivalent store.
Yeah.
They have something called the Dream List, which is a game preservation thing that they're trying to do. So you can vote to do like obscure games or lost media, and they will try to find it and put it on GOG for you to play and purchase, etc., for future. So there is a listing for Bracken Tor, the time of Tooth and Claw, that has 39 votes.
Hang on. So they don't have the game now. If this wins, they'll go find the game and make it available?
The way it works is like, the Dream List is just like, we're trying to do game preservation. Give us these lost media.
Like GOG seek out like what do people want to see preserved, and then they put work. They put the effort into trying to get the rights or get the thing on there. But
get the rights to get the actual.
But the game doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. But is it possible, like the AI and like GameFAQs implies, that it did release in Europe
it's
in a box
16 hours long, according to GameFAQs. There is a listing for the time it takes. I don't know. Is it on howlongtobeat.com?
People that think it exists.
And like it's got a Peggy logo and who puts a Peggy logo on a fake game?
Somebody reviewed it, right? I mean, that has to be how that got there. If it wasn't fake, maybe this is made up. Maybe somebody did just create this. It says added by Chroma One. I mean, who is Chroma One? I guess just like a user.
Yeah, it's just a user.
Okay. I don't know.
But yeah, since we're talking about just obscure games or games that didn't do well, the Dream List on GOG exists. So you can, just put in your votes to Bracken Tor, Claw and Toots, just go vote on it. Who knows?
There'll be a link. I guess go click on it and vote for the greatest game that no one has played, except for that one guy that found it to be 16 hours long that one time.
I think that was a lie.
The problem is it has the words Barrow Hill in the title. So I don't know if people are getting confused and thinking they've played it when they've played the other Barrow Hill games.
It could be something
right?
like that. Yeah.
So
that would not surprise me.
Yeah. It's a tricky one, guys.
It's like that time I bought Crash Bandicoot 1, but inside the box was Crash Bandicoot 2. That was a crazy day to be me, and let me tell you. Speaking of games with no clout, Crash Bandicoot 2, baby. Nobody's played that one.
It's really consistent with like mega popular game. The sequel though, guys. The sequel.
Yeah,
no one played.
Nate has this whole brand of like IPs are cancer, sequels are cancer, and then when it comes time to pick his favorite obscure games, he's like, "What IPs have I played? What?"
Hey, you will kneel when I get to some of these ones later down the list. Okay, well, no. Did you have like?
Yes.
Oh wait, did you have like a game? Yeah.
Yes,
go
I had a game. Now.
Yeah.
Sadly, this does break I don't think this is obscure. This is probably gonna put in the cult classic. It hits this definitely hits the critics circle. The people will jerk it probably. It's called Esoteric Ep, which is a what is that? What is that super popular CRPG that everybody loves? Like set in fucking Europe?
Catan? Oh no, that's not it. In Europe.
In Europe.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think.
The
Disco
Witcher
Elysium.
3?
Disco Elysium.
Oh yeah, okay.
Aesthetic Ebb is a Disco Elysium style of game, for sure 100% inspired by it. It takes place in, for all intents and purposes, D&D-esque world.
What's it called again? How do you spell this one?
I'll put it in chat. Aesthetic Ebb.
Ebb, E-B-B, ebb.
Yes.
Like the ebb and flow of the tide. I mean, the artwork doesn't wow me, but what you've described in terms of...
it's made by like two
everybody...
Yeah, it's made by like two people.
That's cool. And this came out this year. This came out like a couple months ago.
Yep. And it obviously did not sell millions, but it hit that, that funny, 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s from the funny websites. But I played it very recently.
I gotta say, you did say this was almost not qualifying, because there are a lot of positive. This has got like 6,000 reviews,
yes,
so this is we are getting close now to...
I think so.
Yes. But, I did preface it with saying that. I just played it, and I'm like, I would like more people to play it and just see what's up with it. But yeah, if you like Disco Elysium, you'll probably like this. If you did not like Disco Elysium, stay the fuck away from this. But yeah.
Okay.
I have a penchant to respect pieces of art made by like one or two individuals.
Sure.
Especially if they're of high quality. I'm like, damn, you made a fucking video game, and damn, it's actually fucking great. So yeah. That's
why my next pick, Hollow Knight Silk Song, made by a small team, is going to really capture the mind. Hey,
Hollow Knight Silk Song, the game that broke every digital store somehow.
Well, okay, go play this game if you're into this kind of talky, yappy nonsense, people. Looks pretty chill to me. But let me just jump to mine, because we're getting a little low on time here. So let me jump into some. All right, so this one is, I know this is too popular, but it only released in Japan, so that's got to say something for it being like not that well known. Yes, people like it and people love it, but might as well just shout out, did you guys play Jump Superstars and Jump Ultimate Stars for the DS?
No. I did, but not enough to say that I knew what I was doing or what was happening, so...
I mashed my way through. I figured some stuff out. A lot of creativity. It's this fighting game, very Super Smash Bros. Style
the
platform
DS ones, you said,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, for the DS, right. These are exclusively DS. They had this like coma structure. Coma are like the blocks, the like little boxes in like manga panels and stuff. And like, as you play through, you unlock more characters and stuff. And I did want to give a shout out specifically to Jump Superstars, the first one. I think is slightly better than Jump Ultimate Stars. Because in the first one, they had this combo system where, like, I don't know, a couple of people, you could do things where they had combo attacks. This was like the original, like, team up of, like, Rurouni Kenshin and the main guy from Shaman King, whose name I forget. What's his name? Gene? Sora? I don't know. Something like that.
Was it? I don't know.
Me?
It could be any.
It might have been you.
I think it was you.
That sounds right.
Damn,
I think Shaman King guy Yu, if that's his name, and Ichigo both had like a big blade slashy attack they would do in combo. And basically what was cool was like they did really cool animations of Shonen Jump characters that you like, and it looked awesome, and you just mash your way through, you beat everybody. Played these games a ton for years, and it was totally sick, and that's really all there is to say. I'm sure it was popular, like, in Japan, but I don't live in Japan.
Well, I'll give you this one, because they never released in English.
Yep.
I think, ultimately, they will be forgotten, and
they already are, by many.
People are unlikely to do videos on them, because they are hard to figure out, and they're DS games that don't look very good on YouTube, so I think you are picking...
Hey, all right.
Even though if this was a Japanese podcast, everyone would be laughing at you like the previous picks.
Correct. And God willing,
everyone played that.
Soon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Jump Superstars. That gets my endorsement. Jump Ultimate Stars had more characters, so that was pretty cool too. All right, speed round. All right, so Charlie, what do you got next?
Let's see. Let's look at the list. I do have one big one that I want to mention at the end.
Okay, sure.
I'll rattle through. Some of the other stuff I got here. This one, I'd say, doesn't qualify in some respects at all. But it's also one of those things that, like, you're just not going to see anyone talk about. It's kind of like a good I don't know, just like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, you know, one of those games that's just no fuss quality that you're gonna play for hours on end, but there's nothing to say, and it's Picross DS. You know, like
yes,
who's gonna do a video on Picross DS? Nobody. But at the end of the day, this is a game that you're gonna sit there and play 20 hours. It's Picross, but with a Nintendo, made by Nintendo, Nintendo levels of polish, all the tools you need to sit there and play Picross on a small screen. You know, it's the ultimate way to play. And you know, who's gonna sit around discussing it? Even though you might sink more hours into that than you sink into games that we've talked about for hours online, right? So
probably.
When's the time to shout out Picross DS? That's what I'm asking the people.
And now is that time. Now you have arrived at the time. This is the place.
Exactly.
Well, shit, there you go. Not much more to say. Puzzle game, obviously fun, but yeah, okay. You win. Congratulations. Another solid pick for Charlie. You did it. Everyone's
Don't get
impressed.
frustrated.
All right, let's move right along, shall we? Noni, you got more?
I have one final pick.
Okay.
Pick, which is, it's not one game, it's a series of games.
Okay.
The Flash games, known as Sonic RPG series. Going from Sonic RPG 1 to Sonic RPG 9. No, I think it's 10. I'm gonna look it up to make sure, but...
What site was this on?
This was just on, like, when I played it on, like, one of the many Flash websites. I played it on, like, y2.com or something like that.
Yeah, because when I thought of this theme, I did think, you know, Flash games are an obvious choice because they're totally gone. But I felt like there wasn't any specific one that I could genuinely say, oh, this is, like, I put this on a pedestal in any way. You know, I wouldn't be like... You know, even though I have memories of playing many.
Presumably Newground. The final episode, it happened on Newground. So assumably that's probably where they, you know, originally came out in, and obviously just got, you know, dissipated. But episode 10 is the final one, and it's on Newground. It's on Game Jolt.
Well, how long were these? If there's 10 of them, how long was each part?
I mean, it depends. It's a chronological order, because you see the first episode's like, you know, a couple of Flash animations, like shitty, like cropped out, like 5 minutes. It's just like you play it and you're like, ooh, you watch like a weird fucking cutscene with like stolen music, and then you move on. Then episode 2, then episode 3, then you reach episode 10, which came out like 10 years, 15 years after this whole thing started. And I'm just gonna link it. It's like a 49-minute thing. It is insane. You can skip around to see the fucking insane quality.
So wait, this is so it's an RPG. Does it have like RPG combat and all that jazz?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I did not play this one.
Yes, it's a turn-based game with Sonic.
I love how the sound effects are clipping already. This is
yeah, it's a quality production, no doubt.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. The insane thing about episode 10 is animated intro, like 2D animation with voice acting. With fucking voice acting.
This is high level, you know, I'm a teenager and have no money to buy games. Let's see what's online and stuff. This is like the ultimate.
Dude, this is awesome. All right, I didn't play this one, but that's sick, yeah.
But I just for comparison, because you're looking at the finale, the masterwork, the dude knows how to animate now, and like has like a unique soundtrack and shit. This was episode 1. This was the humble beginnings.
Oh my god. Dude, this is awesome.
Insane.
Oh man, yeah, he really came a long way. Cut out that pause before. This is totally sick.
This was just the upload on YouTube for this specific one is 13 years old.
Dude, I bet Cybershell made this shit. I bet he was personally behind this. He's the kind of dude.
It's always gratifying, right? When someone makes something that, like, you know, if it was just existed by itself, would be like, uh-oh, cringe alert. And then they're like, they rise to the challenge, and they're like, listen, I'm never giving up. I'm never stopping until they hit you with, like, they actually bring it home at the end. You know, you got to love those stories, right? You know?
Yeah, it's awesome.
In spite of the man hours maybe spent that could have been used to, I don't know, do
something more productive, possibly. You know, I finishing something, learning how to improve and to focus on a task and complete it, is like just a skill worth having in of itself. And yes, at some point you do need to shift it into something that like makes you money so you can like live and, you know, make your life work. But I do salute the effort these guys put in. This is impressive.
I don't think this was ever like the thing he does. You know what I mean? This is his life or anything, because
I don't know. These Sonic people, man, they throw their whole lives
there's
away
like
this.
There's like a 15 years gap. I think there was like a 8 year gap between episode 9 and 10, you know, because he fucking obviously had life, and he was like probably made this when he was 13, and now he's like mid 30s. But it is, looking at the thumbnail, I'll put a picture here of like episode 1, and just you can see that Shadow is a crop of an official image of Shadow the Hedgehog, but you can see that Knuckles and Sonic are like fucking MS Paint rides next to him.
Yeah. They look awesome, man.
And obviously, I think what some people might fire off some neurons if you're a Sonic fan. Silkadoom, the weird Sonic, edgy, like Black Sonic combination of Shadow, whatever the fuck. This is where it came from. This is the original OC villain who's actually like a fucking, the evil child of Sonic and Shadow. This is where it comes from.
Okay. Wait. So we're not talking about Shadow. We're talking about a baby of Sonic and Shadow that was the villain or something.
It's a genetic clone made by Eggman. And he's called...
Isn't Shadow already a clone?
Don't worry about it.
No.
Okay, all right.
Let me tell you. That clone is called Silkadoom. Silkadoom.
Silkadoom. Okay.
Doomnate with an M.
Oh, Silkadoom. Okay, all right. I see. That's intimidating. I'm very impressed.
So you're a bit of a Sonic expert then, Noni?
Absolutely not at all.
Okay.
Why was this game played? Was too poor to own any consoles, and I had a fucking PC.
Well, that's what I said earlier. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Enough on this. We've got limited time here, folks. Let's get to a couple final stuff here. I have a couple of stupid ones here. Look, these are not real. I'm just gonna list them. Secret of Mana. You know, nobody likes Secret of Mana anymore. That's not popular anymore. All right, I know. I will slightly defend my choice of Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, which is really not that popular. It's not that popular, right?
Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is pretty popular. Shantae was not popular, but its unpopularity made it popular.
That's kind of true. And just for the record, as I always say, Pirate's Curse is the only good Shantae. All the other are mid at best. Pirate's Curse is certified Kino.
When you said Secret of Mana, did you mean the Game Boy one?
I did not. I meant the one that everybody played. That's like Adventure of Mana or whatever it is.
You mean the one that started the series? The one that was actually...
No. Well, the one that started the popularity of the series. Okay, all right. And look, this is another meme pick. This isn't real. Okay. Again, look, the series has just fallen off. Its clout is 0. It's dead. But like, guys, I was the biggest fan of this in the world. The original 2 Dissidias Final Fantasies for the PSP, some of the best games ever made for me and my particular brand of Final Fantasy autism. I played them possibly more than any other game in my entire life, over and over and over and over every day. It was the best thing ever, and now the series is, I know it, like, technically exists, but it's like an abortion. It's a nightmare. It sucks. They did not make them good. They made them bad, and it's, like, slowly dying over time. Making some, like, rhythm games or something? Who even cares? Just the original 2 were great, and the one they made for consoles was, like, not good. And
they can't make them anymore, because they've only made, like, 2 games since the last... Dissidia, right? Steven, unless they start doubling up, like, oh, we're gonna put Vivi in this one. Like, come on, guys.
That sounds awesome. Why don't they just do that? Please do that. I mean, this is what all of us. I was in the GameFAQs forums for years. We were coming up with character concepts. We were doing trivia nights. We were talking about all this shit for years and years and years. And my number 1 most wanted character, Ramza Beulve, Ramza Lugria, got into the game, but in the shitty one, in like the 3v3 arcade one that sucks. So I was just completely raped, and that's my life.
Actually, before we finish up the episode, I would like to bring something to everybody here's attention. I think fighting games, and this is actually like a phenomenon that Mark talked about before from the Electric Underground. I think fighting games and like arena games like that genre is so strange and bizarre in the sense of like they come out and they might be popular, but they immediately kind of just fall off the map because people just move on to the next thing, either in the franchise or like in a similar thing. Like 2D fighters, arena fighters, whatever you want to call them, they all kind of like follow this weird trajectory, unless you're Melee or Street Fighter 2, which is like
I think me and Nate can sympathize with that, because we talk about how the old versions of Kingdom Hearts, you know, with the old color designs for enemies, they just kind of get phased out of
They're gone.
Of the way we when we talk about these games now, you know, even though that was the intended way the characters were supposed to look, you know, and even and you know, and there's slight differences in there that didn't come back, you know, so slight ways and they're considered like they're just forgotten. That design is forgotten in those original Kingdom Hearts, kind of like a fighting game iteration as well, you know.
Yeah, it's a strange thing.
I mean,
what are you gonna do?
This is a meme pick. Just throwing it out there because I have like the fucking shonen fighting games. Like, I don't know, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, guys.
Okay.
Like, you know,
come on, these are popular games.
Popular for their time. They came out and then, you know, went at Storm 6 or something. So, like, who gives a shit about Storm 2?
Yeah, he's trying to make the point that these games just become kind of landfill after the...
Yeah.
And worse than that, the fans talk about them like they're landfill, you know? Like, they're just like, why would we even think about that again?
It's because these games are basically primarily spectacle pieces. That's kind of what they sell them on. Like, the new one has, like, the big combo attack with Naruto and Hinata that, like, wasn't in the last game. And, you know, that's kind of what their selling points are. Because the gameplay doesn't really change that much in between. It does a little bit, and I bet there are the connoisseurs out there that really know, like, the nitty-gritty. But, yeah, they're kind of... I mean, there are obviously, like, advertisements in...
But also with fighting games, you know, if it's, like... the player base is obviously incentivized to encourage people to only focus on one of them, the one that's current, because they need a player base, right? So that, you know, in a way, you know, these kind of games, you know, they create a community that's like, say, let's trying to make you ignore what came before, so you can, you know, they can populate their new game.
Thinking about fighting games specifically, by the way, I'm putting fighting games in quotations because I know people are like, oh, but the Storm games are not real fighting games, etc.
Yeah, whatever.
But like, it is like, you can see just a almost like upward arrow, or like almost just like static when it comes to fighting games. It's just been like, going from Street Fighter 1 to Street Fighter 5, obviously there's many, many, many differences, just like in the way the game flows. But if you're just like sitting there and looking at it, like, if you're not the fighting game guy, you're probably not gonna like care much about the obviously existing nuances and just changes that exist. It's like, yep, two people.
Yeah.
Extremely complicated, extremely technical stuff, but yep. It's the new one. We got it.
Dude, I know Mark would have some stuff to say on this. Like which Tekken game is like the one with like the best mechanics and the others like betrayed it for all time, or some stuff like that, you know. I'm sure people would have some stuff to say about that. Unfortunately for us, we have to hustle. We are getting to the end of the episode and we still have things to go through. So Charlie, do you have more? I mean, I've got kind of a short list, but yeah, why don't you go ahead?
I do have more. I have two more to talk about, if there's enough time to talk about two. One of these games I actually did a full video of on my channel, but I still think about it sometimes because it is such a odd story. This isn't my pick, but have you guys ever heard of the horror game Nocturne for PC?
I've heard of it.
So this game was a kind of anthology game where you play this paranormal detective, and each level is set in like a different, not really a different era, but it takes place over a decade in like the 1920s and 1930s, and he investigates paranormal phenomena, you know, in a 1920s city or in the Wild West, you know, and it's different things each time, like old castle vampires, Cthulhu type stuff, you know, zombie mobsters. And, you know, this was a game that really had potential to be a series, because you bring this, it's just infinite ideas you can do, right? But for whatever reason, the game devs never really got the chance. They never found the investment for that sequel. But what did happen is they got a hold of the rights to Blair Witch, right?
Okay.
And this is going to be my pick. It is Blair Witch Rustin Parr. So... this was a PC horror game. It came out a few years after Nocturne. And what they did is they basically just had their characters from Nocturne, the original IP, investigate the Blair Witch in the 1930s.
Holy shit.
So rather than taking the Blair Witch and making a game that's like the movie, they got their 1920s detective to investigate the Blair Witch, which is such a crazy idea. In fact, the game starts with you back at the headquarters from the first game. There's a screenshot there of you hanging out, because this goes even deeper, by the way, because one of the members of your paranormal investigation crew is a vampire.
Indeed.
And as you can see, and she, the developers of this game went on to make the Blood Rain series. And in that game, Blood Rain is implied to be the sister of this vampire character. So, and in fact, the Blood Rain was meant to star this vampire that you're seeing from Nocturne / Blair Witch. But since the developers didn't want to, they didn't want to give the Blood Rain publisher the rights to Nocturne. They decided not to make the main character Blood Rain a Nocturne character, which is why it's kind of just like a sister vampire, and the connection is hinted at. So that's a whole other dimension to this. Blood Rain and Blair Witch and being in the same continuity. But, you know, it's not the best game ever. It's kind of like a janky little horror game, but it's got a great vibe. In some ways better than the original game it followed. Like you get to explore this little town. The game takes over
Silent Hill for a second. Very similar.
The game takes place over a week, and you get to go into town during the day and meet the denizens of the Blair Witch town. And then during the night, obviously, the monsters come. And since the movie didn't really have monsters, they bring in some monsters from the game Nocturne, like zombies. But don't worry, there are Blair Witch original enemies, and one of them is, as you can see here, the Blair Witch stick figure come to life. To
All right.
I kneel.
Looks good. Yeah, that's awesome.
So this is quite a cool little game on its own merits, and like a fascinating piece of gaming history as well, I gotta say. So very strange.
A lot of twists and turns in that tale there. Did not expect all those connections to like multiple different media properties. That's interesting stuff.
If you can picture the main characters from game you like just investigating a movie the next week instead of
By the way, this is Blair Witch Volume 1, Rustin. Is there Volume 2? You know?
Okay, so
someone else.
Okay, so what happened there is that this publisher basically got the hold of the Blair Witch rights. And instead of getting a developer to make one big game, this game's about 3 to 4 hours long. Instead, they got 3 developers to make 3 separate Blair Witch games. And they and each of them kind of tie into each other, but Volume 1 is the only one that's a sequel to Nocturne. So this is the only one that I've played properly all the way through. I've only tried the other 2 out. They're their own thing, really. They're the same kind of gameplay, but they don't tie into this crazy universe like Volume 1 does. But yeah.
So this is like Blair Witch fan fiction as a video game.
Yeah, I mean, it takes place, canon. Obviously. It takes place, it takes place decades, like 70, 80 years before the movie does, telling kind of like an origin story. But it is also just interesting, right? Because obviously the movie, it's like totally random civilians dealing with the Blair Witch phenomenon. In this, it's like, we're gonna suit up. We're gonna get the team in to go in there. You know, like
you got the Ghostbusters on the case. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got a couple more. We're running very low on time, but let me blast through a couple.
Let's hear Nate's.
Okay. All right. Look. See, guys, what you don't know is that I've been hiding my power level this entire time, and that I secretly had a list of good picks at the very end here, which, look, we can go like a little bit late, I guess, but we can wrap them all up here real quick. I went to school for, like, computer science, and also for interactive multimedia was what we called it at the time, and so, like, I was doing game development stuff, and so a lot of these are, like, picks. There's not that long of a list here because I honed it down to like the big ones. But there was like, I was in the scene of like indie games that were being made at the time looking around. So I don't know. Some of these are quite popular. Others, I bet many have never heard of ever, even though obviously some people out there will. So let me quickly list them. I'm just going to start with, this one is actually popular, but I figure I'd shout it out anyway because it fits this category. Do you guys know VVVVVV, 6 Vs, the platformer 8-bit
I do,
retro-looking
but
game?
it is not super popular, so I
Okay,
understand.
good.
Yeah.
I did look it up. It has like 150 reviews on Metacritic by users. It's extremely well rated. Okay, that one, we're just testing the waters. That one doesn't even count. VVV, it's a great platformer. Go play it. Okay, so I'm just going to go to... What order should I do it? Okay, whatever. Here's the real... But this is a Flash game. This game is like an hour long. And it's awesome, and I just replayed it again last night. This is a real meaty, big pick that actually counts.
All right.
Again, I bet people do know it, like the people that are in the scene, but do you guys know the game Tower of Heaven?
Yes.
Maybe not.
No?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Noni knows. Noni knows.
Now
He's a
I
real
know
gamer.
about it because I'm looking it up right now. I'm pretty sure there's like a fucking million view fucking YouTube video about it.
Okay, but none of them played the game. They all watched the YouTube video. Okay, the soundtrack, play a little bit of the soundtrack right now. You gotta put it in right here. Listen to this for a second here, folks. Do-do-do-do-do-do, It's the soundtrack's like the best ever, but this is like a 30-minute long game. It can be up to like an hour long, and there's like a couple of secrets. It's awesome. It's got like... Slay the Spire totally ripped this game off, all right? You climb a tower and you, like, kill God at the end or something like that. It's awesome. It's just got there's like a whole little mythos you can, like, unpack from this game about, like, you're, like, literally talking to God or something who communicates through, like, butterflies. And... You know, people have all these theories about, like, oh, it's about, like, man's struggle against the inevitable death and, like, his own ruination, but it's about how there was meaning in the climb, you know, aka living of your life. Okay, fine, maybe so. And there's, like, this book of laws that God hands down to you to, like, that represent, like, the challenges man has in, like, self-actualizing and existing on this earth, this mortal coil in which we exist. Anyway, it's certified Kino. It's awesome. Played it again yesterday. It's great. It'll take you like an hour to do like the completionist run, but it's awesome. Would recommend. Tower of Heaven rules. Love it.
Well, look, I haven't heard of it, so
it must be bad. That's all right. No, see, I've defeated you. I've defeated you at last, Charlie. You don't even know about video games.
I got it. I'm always standing with the shield. I always stand with the shield. I gotta smite you down.
That's
Nate,
true.
I'm so sorry. Any claim of Kino-ness, any claim of unearned obscurity, immediately defeated, because this game was played by the greatest YouTuber on the planet, the Anime Man.
Oh, God damn it, Joey. Well, go to hell, Joey, Anime Man. We disavow. You're kicked out of the Internet Genius Club. You're no longer welcome in this program. No, look, this game actually is kind of well known, especially because it has like an awesome soundtrack. I'm just gonna blitz. I have like 2 or 3 other things. I'll just mention them super quickly, and then I'm literally done. Okay, another meme pick I have to shout out that's very similar to Tower of Heaven. Have you guys ever played small indie game from Newgrounds? Again, these are like Flash games that used to be on Flash. You can't even play them on browser anymore because Flash is dead. You have to download the EXE and play them. This is one such game. Have you played the game? You have to burn the rope. Have you ever heard of this game?
That sounds so familiar. I think.
Okay, the premise of this game is you load it up and you do... This game is like 1 minute long, okay? It's like 1 minute of gameplay.
Oh, I remember this.
Okay, so you played it. You go down a hallway. There's a colossus... Guys, spoilers. You have to burn the rope. That is, in fact, the one sentence. It's the name of the game. It's what you have to do. There's like a colossus, the grinning colossus. You have to defeat it. The premise of this game is... You do the 1 minute of gameplay, you beat the game, and then the credits roll, which are much longer than the entire game, and they play a song about, like, you finally did it, you managed to beat the whole damn game. It's a credits-based song that is, like, the song is better than the game itself. You have to burn the rope is certified Kino, certified gamer Kino.
He loves his subversive platformers. Burn the rope, Earthworm Jim. It's all about like.
I know. It's good stuff. Okay, so that game's funny. Okay, 2 more and I'm literally done. Okay, so I do want to shout out. Did you guys ever get into RPG Maker games, like ones that people put work into, and not like Yume Nikki and stuff? Sure, everybody loves Yume Nikki, but talking about real fantasy RPG slop, real gamer stuff.
I played Cthulhu Saves the World. Is that one? Was that RPG?
Don't know that one. Okay, all right. I guess that's the best game of all time, just like this one. Yeah. All right, shout out to... Do you guys ever play Master of the Wind? Do you know this one?
No.
This is a very obscure game from my college days that some of my friends turned me on to. It was an ongoing, released in chapters, RPG Maker... RPG Maker made RPG game by like a couple of dudes that they were making. It released from like 2007 to like 2015, something like that. I actually never beat it, but because I kind of lost track of where I was in the game and stuff.
It's got a Secret of Mana
but it was good.
Look to it, from what I'm seeing.
Yes. It's very, I don't know, Secret of Mana inspired. It's kind of like Dragon Quest gameplay, but it's good. It's really, or like Final Fantasy, whatever, very similar shit. It's good. The story was cool. I did like a lot of theory crafting about it. The characters were compelling. It had this cool like elemental theme going on. Shroud, our main character guy, is like a wind magic guy. His buddy Stoic is a skeleton who uses 2 swords. Yeah, that's pretty sick. And they're on a big quest to like save the world and do elemental stuff. Master of the Wind, cool ass game. Okay, and my last choice. Speaking of certified Kino games, okay, big shout out to this one small indie RPG Maker game. Have you ever heard of it? It's called Belle. Belle. Does this ring a bell to anyone out there? All right, this is a game made by literally me, folks. Made by literally me and my buddy Rich back in college. We made our own RPG Maker game. I played this like 10 years ago on stream. It is a puzzle game that we made in RPG Maker that we coded and made. And talk about little clout. I mean, it is attached to Best Guy Ever. So
okay, well,
there's a certain level of clout there.
You've almost beat me. I mean, I've got a game that might not exist on my list, and so this is
game
definitely
does
second place. This is definitely
guys,
second
download
place.
link. I will make that link available. You can go download Belle and play it. Me and my sister did the artwork. It's not so good, but she was very young at the time. We coded it. Rich coded it. I did the game design. It's Kino. It's totally sick. Go check it out. I'll link the Let's Play we did on one of my streams too as well. But anyway, so that's it. That's all my stuff. Go play Belle. It's absolutely Kino. All right, Charlie, what's your last pick, buddy?
My last pick. Okay, so this is, if you're following my channel, you already know what this is because it's the subject matter of my latest video, which should be out right now. And if it isn't, something has gone horribly wrong. And I need immediate help, but it is going to be the 1999-6 point-and-click adventure game Ripper. Now, have you guys heard of Ripper?
You mentioned it briefly. I don't know what it's about.
Nino might have heard of Ripper.
Noni is his name.
Noni,
Nino.
sorry.
Noni.
No.
I am the Nino of the group.
It's a weird name. He's a strange man. We all know that.
I actually do know about Ripper. That is, I just looked that up. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now,
it sounded familiar.
Sell us on it.
It sounded familiar when you
Ripper
said
is it's a point-and-click adventure game, and it was one of those that they made where they filmed the actors live as an FMV game, as they're called.
Right.
But in this one, they really went above and beyond because they hired some of the biggest names of the time. They got Christopher Walken in there. They got Karen Allen from the Indiana Jones movies. They got David Patrick Kelly in there. They got Ozzie Davis, like just the whole host. They got
Christopher Walken. Wow,
they got a young Paul Giamatti in there before he was big. The list is really long. The list is really long. And here's the box here with Christopher Walken and suited up.
The top hat.
The top hat is crazy. The top hat, honestly, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
So is he Jack the Ripper? Is that what's going on?
Well, so what's happened? It takes place in 2040. Basically, horrible murders have been taking place, and someone claiming to be the Ripper is conducting them. Obviously, this is in the future, though. So we're talking about a world that has virtual reality internet, cyberspace. Okay. So not only do you do your investigating in the real world, you have to delve into the computer world. And,
like Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, okay.
Well, yes.
Ryan, high concept stuff.
And Magnata plays like a old school kind of detective. Sorry, Magnata. Walken plays a character called Magnata. Yeah. Here you can see him.
That's a great screencast.
Scoping you out.
Wait, so I'm Leather Jacket. I'm not Detective Man.
Yes, you play Jake Quinlan, who is played by Scott Cohen. And you basically go around and you have to interrogate people in this future sci-fi world. Here's a screenshot. It's kind of everything's pre-rendered, so you're moving around and talking to characters, kind of point and click style. Here's one of Walken's most iconic lines from the game, as you can see here.
It's Greenwich Village. Somebody must have seen him.
As far as I know, he left us with one witness, and she's feeling a little fragmented at the moment. This guy is unfucking believable.
This guy is unfucking believable. That's good stuff.
But aside from obviously, the acting being very entertaining and it having kind of like, puzzles and stuff to explore, it's just kind of like, it's got one of those indescribable kind of moods and vibes, a kind of atmosphere where it's like the idiosyncratic nature of everything that's happening just comes together in like to give you this indescribable feeling. I mean, maybe you kind of have to be at a certain place and time to kind of appreciate it, but it's one of those things where you have these pre-rendered moody backgrounds, this ominous music that in a way isn't really even trying, but at the same time works really well because it's very subdued. There's a certain uncanniness to everything, right? So it's just one of those. It's one of those things that's obviously from its place and time, but also because of that, it's the kind of thing you're not going to get anymore, and you're not going to get it, especially with them dumping so much money into these at the time really prolific actors. I mean, there were a lot of games like this back in the day, but few of them really went all out like this. And of course, it wasn't quite the smashing runaway,
the box office shattering reward accumulation.
You just crossed the line.
But
he's cooking. He's fucking cooking.
Oh, dude, this is based. Forget about it, Christopher. You gotta fucking find the killer. He's out there somewhere. We gotta be stopped right now. These fucking, I don't even know.
There's a lot of that in the game.
To say about this.
But yeah, I've got a 2-hour video on this monster now up on the Gaming Brit Show channel.
Hey,
and,
all right.
Not only am I covering all the ins and outs, but I am also interviewing the main character of the game, played by Scott
Christopher
Cohen.
Walken?
No, I don't quite have the.
Yeah.
I told him I'd already done Scott Cohen, so I didn't need Walken to show up. But
right.
But
you have the real. Wait, you got the actor Scott Cohen?
I got Scott Cohen, the main character, and so he's gonna go into a lot of details about what went down, He's a prolific guy. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in.
Dude, I think he was on Star Trek. I saw him in Star Trek. I'm pretty confident.
He's been in a lot of stuff. Like one of those guys who shows up on like every other show. He had a big role in Gilmore Girls. In a show, he was in a show called The 10th Kingdom. He's been in the new Batman show with the Penguin. So. Wait, no. I'm sorry. It wasn't Star Trek. I know this guy. I was trying to replace it. It's a Law and Order episode where he is a director that murdered his wife and chopped her into little bits. Well, you've spoiled that episode. Yes. Yeah. So he's been in that stuff. Yeah. In Law and Order as well. Yeah. So he stops by. Yeah. Like he was this is like the 5th thing he had been in. And now obviously he's all over the shop, but yeah, he's come on the Gaming Brit Show to discuss the epic that is Ripper. So
he'll finally have that Gaming Brit clout that he's been seeking in his whole career. Exactly. That's the shine.
Would you believe that I was just randomly wanted to do a Ripper video and he messaged me? No, you wouldn't believe that. You wouldn't believe that.
He just knew to eat it that you were doing it.
He's got his feelers out all over the place. Well, hey, God willing, it's as successful as the game itself was, Charlie. I truly wish you that.
Yeah. Hopefully, I prove that Ripper does have clout by it not being a 10K smash. Maybe we can get over that. So. Yeah.
Well, right. do you want to retain membership in the Cool Kids Club by nobody caring about this game, by nobody watching your video, or do you want to be the lousy shill that busts it wide open for the filthy normos to get their claws into? Which is the preferable outcome?
Well, what are we doing today?
We are making money on patreon.com/internetgenius, baby. That's what we're doing. Hey, go watch Charlie's stuff. Obviously, it's awesome. Hey, before we wrap up, though, because obviously we got to end. We're a little over time here. We have to just take a quick look at our Internet Genius submission, folks. Yes, email us videos, audio stuff, whatever it is. Excellent Kino. We will take a look. All right, we have one submission that we meant to play last week. We're doing it right now. All right, folks, take a look. We're pulling it up on the screen now. Okay, here we go. We have a video submission from our buddy Heat Chalk, a.k.a. Lagubu, on the Discord. He's around there doing stuff. Yes, buddy, we saw your video. We're going to take a look at it right now. Brace for impact. Okay, so we are now taking a look at Lagubu, a.k.a. Heat Chalk's video called Regarding Eva, a letter to Best Guy Ever and the Internet Genius Show. Let's take a look.
Dear Nate Bestman and the Internet Geniuses, what's the deal with Evangelion? And really more fundamentally, why do you like this schlock? You rightfully grill the amazing digital circus for being media about crying children for crying children.
True, but now I'm just old and I hate watching children bitch and moan about their problems for extended periods. I don't know. It was indulgence. It was indulgence. Come on, that's the whole point. I am fucking sick of stories about this shit. I don't want to hear people bitch about their lives anymore. I'm so done with it.
And then it's a chill podcast.
This is a very chill podcast. Yes. Look at
so
Shinji
relaxed.
there.
So
this
relaxed.
fucking guy. All right. He's spitting some facts. He's citing his sources here. I appreciate that. Okay, let's hear him out.
You like Shinji Ikari? This guy spends the entire series being loathed by everyone, wanting to annihilate himself. And then he finally gets his wish. The world ends, everyone dies, and he finds the will to live. Awesome. Maybe he should have done that at the beginning of the alien invasion and not at the end. What would Aristotle, the first internet genius, think about this? This entire show is Hideki Amino's depression session, and it's about crawling back into your mother's womb, thematically and almost literally. What would Sigmund Freud, the second internet genius, think about this? But setting aside Shinji and the naked indulgence of this series, it's also mad unoriginal. It is exactly like The Amazing Digital Circus in that it is copying a far better novel. Another thing you also take issue with.
It's just like literally the same story being told over and over again. Not even like a hero's journey. This is like one particular story a dude wrote years ago, and now we're doing like the cartoon anime version of it. Well said.
Kurt Vonnegut's 1963 Cats.
Oh, all right. Let's pause it right there. Excuse me? You're saying... Oh, you know what? Okay, let's let him finish. I'll respond in a moment.
Cradle is Evangelion's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It follows a freak show, love-scorned failure of a protagonist who ends the world with an ocean of death. Except Jean is likable. And it isn't using religious trappings to aura farm. It actually has a point with them. It's trying to make a satire. I get it. The fights are awesome. The designs are great. The soundtrack is good. The user face, the sound effects, all of it's pretty cool. But Hideki Anno is spewing his emotional innards so everyone may roll around in it, and that's disgusting. I mean, what is the defense of this decadent emo bacchanal? Nate, other internet geniuses, why do you wade into this pathetic pity party? What defense can be made for Evangelion?
Well, okay, he's
He
right.
cooked.
When you're right,
He
you're
cooked.
right.
Wrap it up, Nate.
All right.
Can I ask
He
you
made
a
an
question
argument
to get it? Can I ask you a quick question to kick it off?
Go
so
ahead.
In the source that he cites, you very clearly say that right now, at this point in your life, you don't want to hear these kind of stories anymore. So I guess the question is, if you watched Evangelion today for the first time ever, would you like it as much as you did when you watched it back?
Okay, fine question. Let me just say this. I watched Evangelion not for the first time, but I watched the entire thing through for the first time in many years, I think like last year, and I will say that I loved it for the following reason. It's good. It is good. It is artfully told. It is original. It is interesting. And I mean, kind of just cutting to the chase on this whole point here. It's like, I understand he's trying to get me with a gotcha here. He's saying that you don't like a depression story over here, but here's a depression kind of story over here. Hypocrisy much? It's just that, like, different stories are very different, you know? Like, the same thing can be told well in one story, or endearingly, or interestingly, that is not told interestingly or endearingly another way. First of all, there's anime girls in this, so that makes it like 1,000 times better right there.
This circus show?
Oh yeah, we did an episode on the digital circus. Yeah,
oh right. Yeah. So it's not about the subject matter. You just think that this circus show is worse.
Well, so it kind of is about the subject matter in that, like, that show is about sad people spiraling into depression and trying to resist it. You know, to be fair, they are trying, like, not to let themselves die or go insane or whatever, in, like, the, you know, I have no mouth but I must scream type of world that they're in. And Evangelion is also sort of similar to that, but that show is just like it. I mean, there's just so many things are different between the two. For one, there is a thematic clash that exists all the way throughout The Amazing Digital Circus, which is the comedy clashing with the, like, you know, suicide-inducing, like, nightmare reality that they find themselves in.
Okay,
like, just
but there's comedy in Evangelion, right? There's a few goofy bits where they're doing.
There is.
Like, wah, they got, you know.
It's just not a one-to-one thing. You know, different stories just do different stuff in different ways, and it just works. Yeah, Noni, go on.
Nate, could God, you know, God Master himself, Legubu, be simply stating that your criticisms of Digital Circus perhaps were not as nuanced, poignant, based, even, dare I say, as you might have thought?
I would make the following point. What did I say? What was my specific argument? I enjoyed definitely a large chunk of the Digital Circus, but I said I didn't like it because it was by crying babies for crying babies. Evangelion is not by crying babies. It may be intended for crying babies, that's fair, but it is by an adult autistic man that is not weeping and self-flagellating as he writes the story and weeping over how hard life is. There are ways in which that is true.
I definitely wouldn't put it like that. I definitely wouldn't say that. But, you know, obviously he's exploring his own negative emotions in, you know, indulgence might be negatively coded, but I mean, that is sort of, I mean, I haven't seen the circus show, but this video by Legubu is definitely focusing, describing Evangelion purely along the lines of Shinji's journey, whereas there are many other stories in Evangelion about that aren't about self-loathing as much as they are a little bit, but they're also about, like, hubris, you know, and
well, I think there's one huge thing being lost in the shuffle here. When I watched Evangelion recently, I utterly reject this largely fictional narrative that has emerged around Evangelion, that the show is, like, massively depressing episode by episode. Of course, there are, like, depressing and sad things, like, you know, once you explore Asuka deeper and Shinji deeper, there are sad things happening there. But there's all, like, everyone makes Shinji out like he's a crying, weeping baby all the time. He really is not like that for most of the story. Guys, reminder, he literally does get in the robot the first time he is asked to.
Hold on, fellow genius. Yeah. A minute ago, right. I was the one who had to tell you that there was comedy in the series, and you were saying...
I never forgot that.
But you were the one saying that Circus has a dissonance between the comedy and the depression. So I thought at that point you were making the argument that Evangelion is more consistently dour. But now you're saying maybe that
is a point. That is a point about the particular way in which the narrative is produced and the way that it intersects with the themes of the story. And my personal opinion is that the Digital Circus has a uncomfortable clash frequently between the seriousness that the story is trying to do and its brand of comedy. One could certainly argue that, I mean, look, someone, not me, could argue that, like, Evangelion, like, they don't like the way that those things mesh in Evangelion. I find them to mesh just fine, because it is a totally different piece of art that, like, really works. Whereas other ones, for infinite reasons you could list for an infinite amount of time, don't work as good. That is what I would say. And who can argue with me? No one. Certainly not this guy, who, by the way, makes this asinine... What is this? Bro, you think I have not read Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut? I read it, bro. What is your point? That the world ends at the end of Cat's Cradle, therefore the stories are the same? There's infinite differences between the stories. You think I haven't read Slaughterhouse-5, bro? You think I don't know my Vonnegut stories? Please. Just because, like, the world explodes. Cat's Cradle is... No, this reveals your intellectual inferiority, sir. Cat's Cradle is infinitely more depressing than the end of literally the end of Evangelion. I will say this to my dying day. Everyone completely misunderstands the ending of End of Evangelion. Whoa. It is depicted in a way that looks depressing. It is actually extremely hope-pilled if you look beyond the absolute surface level. It really is. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. It really is. The people can all come back. They simply need to choose to do so. This is literally stated in the story. It could not be clearer.
The admirable effort to try to, like, pin down the meaning of Evangelion as a response for somebody shitting on your criticism of Digital Circus is legendary. Truly, like, fucking beautiful.
I'm right about this. I will write the story about
Nate,
how End of Evangelion specifically is hope-filled. Okay, go ahead.
Nate,
go ahead.
We meme about it. That's, Digital Circus, there was, lots of jacks maxing, people have jacks to the moon. The thing is about Digital Circus, it is artistically consistent enough that Jax did not indeed max Jax on the cast. But in Evangelion, Shinji did indeed proceed to Jax on the cast multiple times. So who has the artistic integrity?
Poor Charlie. He doesn't know. He doesn't know about Jax. But you do know about Shinji jaxing off all over Asuka. Yeah.
I got what was going on. Yeah. Well,
okay, that's good. I'm glad you picked that up.
There's your answer. There's your answer, Gubu. Right. It's not the same show, bro. No.
It's not. That's all there is to say. There are lots of... You know what? I'll give him this much credit. Unfortunately, this is a low IQ... Dude, this is why you got to keep tuning into the show so we can, Baby Bird spoon feed you the correct intellect to raise those IQ points.
He says that it's
many,
more like
many differences.
Nate drops you the unnuanced take as bait so that you'll come back next time and we can do the nuanced version. And then the genius is revealed and there's two views instead of one. So I get it.
That's true. In all seriousness, we could do like a full episode on like Evangelion and like go into those things at like great length. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Evangelion is a fascinating story, and when End of Evangelion came to movie theaters, I think like last year. So like me and Michelle, we watched the entire story again in preparation for that, and it was Kino, and it is way more hope-pilled. Look, I get it's nuanced. Like Misato dies. Like that was the most like depressing thing ever. He did not have to do that. It's such a left turn, obviously, like the attitude of End of Evangelion compared to the story. And I know Amano thinks he has to like do the hope-pilled one and make his fucking rebuilds and all this nonsense. He didn't have to do any of that. It's all there in the original. It just, unfortunately, it takes a little bit of IQ to peel back between the layers and find the hope pill at the center of, the end of the world. But I did it.
I don't know. I think he wanted you to take away a kind of sad feeling from the end of that work. I wasn't reading it too much.
Mixed.
I wasn't reading it too much as like I wasn't reading it too much as like the true people who understand this work will be skipping out of the theater, I don't.
I think it's a point of, once again, about Noblesse Oblige Guide. Not everybody makes it out alive. Not everybody makes it out with a high IQ. Some people just they ain't gonna make it. But Shinji is gonna make it, as was Asuka, and as is the whole human race for our upward spiral into the stars and the sequel Gurren Lagann and the infinite greatness.
I think it's happening, bro. I got a feeling.
Any day now.
It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be beautiful. I just want to say for the audience, in case they don't realize, as Charlie just said. Any opinion we express on this show is simply a test to you, the audience. So you could, think about it and actually respond to it, We're only testing you. If you disagree or think we're wrong about anything or have different views, you just don't get it. You just don't get it.
If it is revealed we are objectively incorrect one day, that was merely a test to you, and you've played right into our hands, and you're welcome for the valuable lesson. So that is what we do here.
Have you ever thought why the Genius Council presents usually 2 to 3 separate opinions that seem contradictory about how could they all be true? It's all a ruse. It's all mirrors. You know, just don't get it yet. You'll do eventually. Just keep watching the show.
We're having a laugh here. I just want to be crystal clear that Evangelion is in fact hope-pilled, and I am not joking when I say that. It is. I understand that bad things happen in the movie. Bad things happen in life, folks. Evangelion really not that close to Cat's Cradle. They are quite different. I mean, there's
and I'm not trying to say
you know?
I'm not trying to say there's nothing positive to take away either. You know, I'm just
yeah. Oh, there's depression. It's kind of like how Slaughterhouse 5 is just like Back to the Future, because there's like time travel and they're like actually the same story.
Okay,
if you really
we
think
don't
about
need
it.
to. We don't need to go on
Lagubu, you've been
this
revealed
hard.
as a fraud.
We don't need to dig
Okay,
the knife in.
Gooba buddy, hey, thanks for the submission, buddy. We appreciate it. Good stuff. This guy's thinking, guys. Be a thinker, just like Lagubu, and send us more stuff to the internetgenius@gmail.com email. Link down below. More cool videos like this. They're useful if they're like a YouTube video or an MP3 if it's like a good audio question. Keep it to a minute or less. This is a rare exception because this was like pretty good all the way through. So nicely done, Laguba. This is good stuff. Anyway, guys, that's it. You just gotta go now to patreon.com/internetgenius so you can get the new best game ever mixtape review me and Noni did and learn about all the laws of power. We're going through them one by one, folks. Your IQ's gonna skyrocket. You gotta get in on the ground floor here. Other than that, that's it for us. Yeah, Noni, saying something?
Yeah, I mean, go watch Charlie, Game and Brit's new fucking video about the Ripper. I know I'll go watch it in the future.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're gonna let her rip, folks. We're gonna let her rip. That's what they. Is that Yu-Gi-Oh? No, that's what's the top one? Labubu? No, that's not it.
I know what it is.
Beyblade, baby. Yeah, go watch his Beyblade review, folks. It's coming out now. It's on the Gaming Brit channel. Good stuff. Charlie, thank you for being here. Any obviously go watch his channel, go watch all his videos. He's great. I've been watching him for a long time. He's a smart guy. He knows what's up. You're a true gamer. You're the only guy in like all of YouTube, literally, that I would know that would make their Kingdom Hearts 1 review. And I know for you, this seems like a low bar. For everybody else, it's an impossibly high bar that you would make your Kingdom Hearts 1 review using the actual PlayStation 2, like 4x3 version of original Kingdom Hearts 1, as opposed to everybody else that would just do the HD version and call it a day.
Well, you know, I'll take the credit for that. And I'll even big myself up by saying that I then did a separate Final Mix video. And for that, I used the original Japanese PS2 version of Final Mix as well.
Holy shit!
Impressive.
And when we do Chain of Memories, you'll definitely be seeing GBA footage. So
GBA, hell yeah! Dude, that's worth. I played both those versions. Obviously, those are both good games. The GBA and the PS2. They're different. But I think they're both quite good. We're going to end the show exist separately.
Complimenting a remake now? This is crazy stuff.
It can be done. I've never said that you can't ever do a remake well. I just have massive issues with it.
It's
a diamond that's been covered in shit. All right, you're right. One day we'll get
Noni's going to be charging you extra if we go into this.
One day we'll do the episode on the remakes that are good or something like that. You know, we can find some.
Next episode with Charlie should be the remake / Digital Circus episode. It has to happen. Charlie, we need your opinion about the Digital Circus. Is it really like Evangelion? We need to know.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen it, and I feel like watching it is going to get me into a whole can of worms with everybody. So I don't.
It will. Don't bother. Just know that watch our video, get our opinions, and then you have the right one. That's
yeah.
There you go. That's it.
The old stuff good argument just gets you out of so many arguments, right?
It's perfect. It works every time.
Hit the button, old goods.
Boom. Everybody, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week on another episode of Internet Genius. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Noni. It's been a pleasure as always. Let's get on out of here. All right, guys, now say goodbye. Say goodbye. Bye, everyone.
Still don't know if there are lesbians in mixtape. Bye.
We'll find out on the bonus episode. Goodbye.
Work sucks. Food's cold. No sleep. Getting old. Maybe it's time to figure it out. Think it up what life's about. I need Internet Genius, bringing all the best ideas. Certified right boys all the time.